It is the final week of the 2025 WPIAL football regular season, and here tonight on the Westmoreland Sports Network is an all-Westmoreland County clash as the Penn-Trafford Warriors, who have already secured their spot in the postseason, and they are hoping to do enough tonight to potentially earn a first-round bye. They welcome the Greater Latrobe Wildcats here to Warrior Stadium. The Wildcats will not be in the postseason. They are looking to finish on a high note, however. They enter with a 2-7 overall mark, 1-4 in Class 5A Big East Conference play. Penn-Trafford 8-1, 4-1 in the conference. The Warriors winners of 5 straight. Sean Myers joined by Sean Benjamin here on the Westmoreland Sports Network as we welcome you to tonight's pregame show. It's presented by FSQ Sports Training on the Westmoreland Sports Network. FSQ Sports Training, and Level Green will you outwork your competition. Pretty simple, Sean, in terms of what the Warriors are trying to accomplish. They're already in, but they don't want to just be in the playoffs. They want to go in with a lot of momentum in search of their 6th straight win. They want to go in maybe doing enough to earn a first-round bye. That's somewhat out of their hands. They just want to take care of business tonight, but certainly it could be a situation where a convincing win might mean a little bit more than a narrow victory.
Yeah, you definitely want to get that big win, especially here at home against somewhat of a rival, as far as Coach Brady goes. But yeah, you definitely want to get that win here and try to get that first week bye. That'll help out a ton in the playoffs.
Well, you mentioned Ron Brady. That's a big story tonight. For the last 3 years, he had been the coach at Greater Latrobe. After he was an assistant at Penn-Trafford, he joined the Wildcats, guided the program to basically unprecedented success. They did something they hadn't done since the 1960s. That's win a playoff game. They did that in his first year. They won another playoff game his second year. Last year they did make the playoffs, but they were one and done. They got in as a wild card. No postseason this year under the guidance of their first year head coach and Tom McIntyre, but they're hoping to finish on a high note. And I would imagine that the players for Greater Latrobe, especially the upperclassmen, is a little bit more intrigued because they're going against, in a sense, their former coach, Brady, now back at Penn-Trafford, not as the head man, but as a valued assistant for John Ruane.
Right, and Andy's a teacher there. A lot of these kids have him during the day, so it makes a little bit, gives a little more added to the football game tonight. But, all in all, the Warriors need to come out, take care of business, establish the line of scrimmage like they like to do, and take control from the jump. And then we'll see where the chips fall tomorrow as far as the brackets go.
Yeah, we will find out the seed for Penn-Trafford. Top 4 teams get a bye. They're probably right on the cusp, maybe 4, maybe 5. If they struggle tonight, they could drop down maybe even to a 6. Yeah. But ultimately, they know they're already in, and it's about peaking at the right time. It certainly feels like they've been doing that recently, as we mentioned, winners of 5 straight. We will take a break. When we continue with the FSQ Sports Training pregame show, we will hear from both head coaches, John Ruane on the Penn-Trafford side and Tom McIntyre for Greater Latrobe. That's as we continue our coverage of this all-Westmoreland County battle. It's the final week of the regular season, Week 9. It's right here. It's on the Westmoreland Sports Network.
Every morning brings a new opportunity, a new chance to be great. But it's up to you to decide who you want to be. You can wake up and chase your dreams, or stay where you are and remain the same. The great ones keep pushing. The great ones do more. So, are you going to be great?
East Suburban Sports Medicine Center, Western Pennsylvania's #1 physical therapy practice since 1984, is always offering same-day or next-day appointments for all new patients. With 9 convenient locations and extensive therapy services, ESSMC offers the best care anywhere, hands down. Call 412-856-8060 or visit ESSMC.com to schedule today.
At Elliott Community Federal Credit Union, we're here to make your financial journey easier and more rewarding. With open membership to all that live, work, worship, or study in Westmoreland County, everyone can take advantage of our competitive loan rates. Whether you're doing home improvements, buying a car, or making a personal purchase. Plus, enjoy free checking and online banking with remote deposits so you can manage your money anytime, anywhere. Elliott Community Federal Credit Union. Make our house your financial home.
We continue here on the pregame show before tonight's matchup, Penn-Trafford and Greater Latrobe. I'm now joined by John Ruane, the head coach of the Warriors. His team coming off their 5th consecutive victory, 42-7 against Armstrong last week. And first off, John, it seemed like a terrific effort. Your team jumped out to a big first half lead, never really looked back. What did you like most about your team's play?
I think we did what we were supposed to do after the first 2 drives. I thought we had a really terrible slow start, to be honest with you. We turned it over on the first drive. We had a 3-and-out because we missed a block on the second drive. But after that, we kind of settled down and started throwing the ball well and hitting some timely runs. But one thing that I thought was great all night was our defense. We had our backs against the wall inside the 5 a couple of times and came out with some stops and no points. I just think they kind of bared down inside the 5 after we gave up some plays. So a lot to clean up still. It wasn't perfect. It wasn't pretty at the beginning, but I think once we started hitting a couple, then we rolled from there.
One of the guys that was a big part of that defense was Nick Ponko. He had a pick 6 that spanned about 50 yards, and not that long after that, he had an 80-yard touchdown reception as well. Really seems like he's come into his own this year after really showing a lot of promise his first 2 years. So how did he elevate his game even further?
Yeah, I think Nick is one of the best players in the conference for sure, and even in 5A. Super athletic kid who's been in his 3rd year starting with us now as a junior, and the secret to his success is he comes to practice every day and enjoys it. Like, he has a great attitude. He takes 1,000 reps on both sides of the ball and just keeps going and always asks what he can do to get better and always helps out his teammates. He's been terrific to coach, and it's definitely shown with his on-field performance. He's been a star for us this year.
Maybe a guy who's not quite a star, but has been a big contributor in all phases when called upon is Landon Stickle. He got another touchdown. I know he's filled in when you needed a running back. He's been an anchor on defense. His consistency, it seems like whether he's getting headlines or not, he's always helping your team. Is that how you see it?
Yeah, I can't say enough about Sticks. Like you said, we had some bad injury problems with Yurt and Grabowski, and Landon moved from outside linebacker to inside linebacker to accommodate that. He went to running back to accommodate the running back injury. He's played tight end. He's played H-back. He's played 4 linebacker positions for us. We've even dabbled with him at Wildcat. He is so valuable, so tough, and really football savvy, and another guy that loves coming to practice every day. Always has terrific questions, always makes good adjustments. Just a dude that's just a pure football player that we'd love to have on our team.
So a couple weeks ago against Franklin Regional, Ben Grabowski, basically every carry was a touchdown. This past week against Armstrong, almost every throw from Nate Desmond was a touchdown. It feels like your offense is getting more efficient, even though you lamented the bad start. Is it a sign that there's been progress on that side of the football?
I think what's really important is we are able to do both. We're able to run and throw and keep teams, not setting up their defense to stop one or the other necessarily. And we've even put in the Wildcat guys, and they've thrown the football with some success, which is crucial, so teams can't just tee off when they come in the game. But yeah, I thought Nate threw the ball very well Friday. He put some zip on some seam routes that went for touchdowns to Ty Boss and Jake Briggs. I thought he's played really well all year so far. It's been a real go-to guy for us, and I feel like he's delivered. And the best thing he's done, other than a handful, he hasn't turned the football over. He's made good decisions and kept us out of bad spots.
So you clinch a playoff spot. I think most people expected that would be inevitable after you've gone on this run recently. But how important is that heading into the final week? You're already in. It takes a little pressure off, and now you could just work on kind of peaking and improving that playoff positioning.
Yeah, it's nice to be in. I mean, it's a big deal. It's an accomplishment. We are certainly trying to position ourselves for the top 4 spot in the playoffs now. So, we're not content. We're not satisfied. We got to come out and play Latrobe, who's going to play extremely motivated, I would say, on Friday. They're not making the playoffs, so they have nothing to lose. So we got to expect the unexpected from them. So this week of practice is like any other. We're gonna plan and we're gonna go after it.
So you're in. You mentioned you'd like to get that top 4 seed in the first round bye. So winning the game is obviously the biggest goal. But do you think it's important to kind of have style points and victories at this point in terms of maybe shifting the opinion of the committee?
Yes and no. I mean, I would imagine they're going to look at, common opponents and scores and all that kind of stuff. But, at this point, we're just worried about getting a win. And Obviously, we want to do it convincingly, but I don't know that we can control the committee's thoughts on things. I mean, we've done everything we can to be 9-1 if we win this game, against Latrobe. So we just have to take care of business to get the win and see how the chips fall.
Talking to John Ruane, head coach of Penn-Trafford. Well, you mentioned the Wildcats are not postseason bound. They've had a rough go of it. They've also had some injuries. But what do they do well when you look at Greater Latrobe?
Man, I'm going to tell you, they have a really good defense. They are in position. They're well coached. They take away other teams' best stuff, and they play hard. Their record's a little misleading. They've been in every game to this point. We got done watching them play Pine Richland, and Pine Richland had to start the game with a 13-play drive. It wasn't easy. They've been tight with Gateway. They've been tight with Armstrong. They've been tight. They've played well with Woodland Hills for a half, and I just think they play hard, and I think that's a big deal for them. And it's never an easy game for us. It's always a physical battle, and I think we're going to get more of that.
Seems like they got some reinforcements. Maybe their most heralded player, Andy Tash, finally was able to suit up. He had been out all season. How much attention do you have to pay a player like him?
Well, you watch film. He came in and had a pick six in his first game back. He had a pick six against us last year. Definitely a very talented kid, and definitely someone they've badly missed all year. And I think that's another part of the record that's a little bit misleading is, when you don't have a player of that caliber, it costs you a lot and makes you make a lot of adjustments and put people in positions that maybe they could be playing something else. So, him being back is a big, big difference for them.
So Greater Latrobe, of course, there's a natural connection because one of your longtime assistants is Ron Prady. He was at the helm of this Wildcats team just a year ago. He guided them for 3 years. Now he's back on your side. How does that dynamic work going into this week? How much extra do you rely upon him since he knows the Wildcats so well?
Yeah, we haven't really been in this situation much outside of when we first started at PT, and a bunch of us came from Gateway and knew their roster really well. So, he obviously knows their kids, and we've certainly asked him a bunch of questions about abilities and thoughts on how they'll play something, and what their ideas are, what their thought process is, and it's beneficial. It's definitely a helpful thing. I think on the flip side, I think their kids are going to be extra motivated to play us with him on our staff. I think that's not out of dislike or anything like that. I just think it's out of respect, and I think we're going to see them really getting after it because of that.
Do you still see a lot of shades of Ron Prady's impact on that program, even now that there's a new coach in Tom McIntyre that's taken over?
Yeah, I do. You go back to what I said earlier about how well coached the defense is. It's, we know obviously how Coach Prady coaches and what he coaches and what his trademarks are on the defense. And you can see those trademarks over there. And I know that coaching staff is really good, and those guys are doing their own thing. But, there's no hiding the fact that he really did a great job of turning that program around and making them successful for the last 3 years. And I think that'll have a lingering effect moving forward.
Lastly, biggest keys to victory against the Wildcats?
No turnovers. We cannot be foolish with the football. We've got to possess it. We've got to put points on the board each drive. We've got to create turnovers and try to get these guys in a hole and make them one-dimensional. That's definitely our biggest goal. And finally, we saw them on film take a kick back. They've got a good special teams unit. In the past, they've hit fake punts on us. So just being completely alert in all phases of the game, in particular on specials, is a big deal.
John, thanks so much for doing this as always. I appreciate it, and good luck.
Thanks a lot, Sean.
That is John Ruane, the head coach of Penn-Trafford. We'll take a break and continue right here on WSN.
Cheer on your favorite school in style this season with shirts, hoodies, caps, and a whole lot more from Logo It by L&J Spiritwear. Stop into Logo It's fully stocked store on Walnut Street in Harrison City, where you can browse the latest fits featuring Penn-Trafford, Norwin, Hempfield, and Jeanette High Schools. Logo It also designs custom uniforms and apparel. Open Tuesday through Saturday or online anytime at lnjspiritwear.com.
Back here on the pregame show, Sean Myers now joined by Tom McIntyre, the first-year head coach of the Greater Latrobe Wildcats before tonight's season finale in the regular season against Penn-Trafford. First off, Tom, good to talk to you. I know that your team's coming off a pretty tough loss. You fell just 3 points against Gateway, 27-24. So what were maybe the takeaways on the positive side, and what did you need to do just a little bit better against the Gators?
I think we came out, a little bit flat in that game, obviously, when you look at the box score and see how fast we got down early. Very emotional week, emotional night with senior night and everything. And, a lot of guys that have won a lot of football games and been together for a long time, kind of celebrating their last home game. And I think it took us a little while to kind of get past all that and settle in. We had some lapses defensively, some blown coverages in the first half. And really we went in at halftime and kind of addressed all those things. And that was the message at halftime is, if we can eliminate those big plays, we can get ourselves back in the game. And I think defensively, they went above and beyond their job to do that and, shut out Gateway in the second half and got some splash plays from special teams and a pick six on defense to get us back in the game. Drove the ball down to the 1 yard line and got stopped, but then, ultimately got the safety from Rob Young on the next play and then the kick return. So what could have been 7 points actually turned into 10 points for us. So in the end, it worked out. Just unfortunately came up short at the end. Great defensive stand on 4th and inches, and got the ball back. Just wasn't able to drive it deep enough into territory to give Mitch a chance to tie it up or take the lead. So, a lot of emotions, like I said, that night, and definitely a great football game that we'll remember. Just unfortunately came out on the wrong side of it.
I know every coach, every player wants to win, but do you feel as though you're still improving and getting closer to what those goals are, despite the fact that you've come up short in some of these games?
100%. And fortunately, we get to see it every day at practice, and we get to see it from what it looked like in March and April, and what it looks like now. And we see kids that don't even necessarily play a ton of snaps on Friday night, just how much they're improving through the week. Our JV guys have had a really successful season, and how much improvement we see there. And then certainly with the varsity team, we've seen them grow a ton since the beginning of the year. I think back to, even watch sometimes, the Connellsville game and compare that to what I see on the field right now. And I think individually we've grown a lot, and I think as a team we've grown a lot. And we talked about that a couple weeks ago, how we were a pretty young team to start the year with a lot of sophomores and even freshmen getting some pretty considerable playing time. But I don't view us like that anymore. Those guys have enough snaps and starts under their belt that I think they've matured to the point where their lights aren't too bright for them, and they kind of know what to expect. So, yeah, I agree that, it's tough when you don't have the wins to back it up. A couple of games earlier in the season, very close games that ended up going our way. And then as the season went on, we look at Armstrong and Gateway and even the Kiski game, I think we had a chance to kind of get out ahead there, and we didn't take advantage of it. So, you like to see that translate into wins at the end of the day, but the growth we've seen through our team will certainly carry on long beyond this season.
You're talking about the growth and development of some of your players. I would imagine that also applies to a first-year head coach. So what have you learned, and how are you better for some of the experiences you've had at the helm for the first time?
I think the games in general on Friday nights have kind of slowed down since the beginning of the year. I've done this for about 15 years now, and I've called defenses, I've called offenses. So I've been pretty engaged in Friday nights and kind of knew what to expect getting into this. So I don't think a whole lot changed from the mindset going into it, but those decisions that you make on a Friday night are certainly amplified, and decisions that fall on your lap, when to use timeouts, when to go for it on 4th down, certain packages to put in certain game situations. And I think the game has slowed down, and some of those decisions have come easier, and I feel like I have a pretty good feel for it right now in managing the game. And again, I think that experience certainly helps out, and getting to know our kids a little better rather than just coaching one side of the ball or one position. I think I'm able to see a lot of strengths and weaknesses, and strengths that we can use, and then weaknesses that we can improve on with our own kids to hopefully make us better week to week.
So with the wrinkle of wild cards being chosen by the committee now in the playoffs, it does seem like more teams have hope towards the end of the season. And of course, Greater Latrobe was one of the teams that benefited from that last year, getting in. But it doesn't look like that's going to be the outcome this year. So knowing that this is almost assuredly the final game of the season, how does the team want to approach this game against PT?
We talked about that last Saturday because we knew going into that Gateway game that we still kind of controlled our own destiny. Not that anything was guaranteed, but we knew that if we went out and could win the last two games, that would put us in a pretty good position similar to last year. Not that we didn't win the Penn-Trafford game last year, but we played them tight, and then pair that with a win over Gateway. I think ultimately that's what got us in. So we knew going into last week that's what we were playing for, and I think our guys left it all out on the field. And, Saturday, once we had a chance to sleep on it and get back and talk about it, at the end of the day, we said, that's over with, and the playoffs probably aren't something that's attainable at this point, but we still have one more week to practice together, to be together, play the game that many of these guys have played since they were little kids, and they fell in love with it at an early age. And, that's pretty special, whether it's playoffs on the line or whether you're playing. And I think sometimes when you take that pressure off and you're able to just go out and enjoy the game and have fun and play loose and play with a clear head, sometimes you can really embrace the game and your love for it, maybe more than when you have all that pressure on your shoulders. So we've attacked this week no different than any other week in our preparation, and I think these guys are all looking forward to running it back one more time together.
And you mentioned that senior group, so you've been with them in some capacity since they came up to the varsity program. I would imagine it's even more special now that you're the one guiding this program, that those seniors, they're playing their final game. What are you going to remember about that group?
Some of these guys, I taught them in 7th and 8th grade before I was even coaching here. And then, when they came in as freshmen, I came back as a coach here. So, you hit the nail on the head there. We've been through it all together. We've been through the playoff wins. We've been through the highs, the lows. My 4 years experience here has essentially been the same as theirs. We kind of been through the ride, on this ride all together. And, from knowing some of these kids when they were 12, 13 years old in a classroom, I couldn't be prouder of the men they've become, their commitment to this team and to the program and to our school. I can't be thankful enough. And, like I said, it was a very emotional night last Friday for them and for me. And, so we have some guys that have been playing football since they were little kids. We have other guys that just moved into the district this year and have been a part of it. And, it's special every year with how your team ends up being composed. And, all these guys mean the world to me. And I think that they kind of laid the blueprint for the effort and the attitude that you have to give moving forward to be a successful program.
The last 3 years, I've asked John Ruane and Ron Prady questions about how it felt to go against one another, because of course they had been coaches together at Penn-Trafford before Prady went to Greater Latrobe for 3 years. So I think John was happy he didn't have to answer that question again this year, but I'm going to ask it for you because you were certainly under Ron Prady, and now you're going against him, albeit he's not the head coach on the other side, but he is part of the coaching staff for PT. So how's that dynamic for you?
Yeah, it'll be fun to see him on Friday night and get a chance to talk before the game and everything. And a little bit different, obviously, the last 3 years that we've been through it together, too, and we've been on the same sideline in the same locker room. And, we still have a very good relationship. I talk to him almost daily and see him all the time, and I know, he still cares about the kids in our program, and I still wish him all the best too in his coaching. And we did coach against each other years ago when I was with Latrobe before, and he was with Penn-Trafford. So this won't be the first time that we've gone against each other, but I think we always enjoy that, and we both love the game. We both love the kids that we coach, and it's fun when you have that kind of relationship with somebody and you get to go out there and compete against each other.
Well, the Warriors have been rolling. 5 consecutive victories. They've lost just once all season. When you look at them and study the film, what does Penn-Trafford do best?
As much as I've seen them through the years, whether just following them with Coach Prady before or the past few years that we play them, I think one of the trademarks to a Penn-Trafford football team is they're playing their best football right now, and we see it again this year. Some of the mistakes they made earlier in the year, and we've been watching them on film before this week because we play a lot of the same teams and we see them. They don't make them those same mistakes this time of the year. Their arrow is always pointing up, and Coach Ruane does an awesome job of getting his kids prepared to get into playoffs and get into battle, and all the success that they've had winning championships. And I think that's a testament to what a great job they do in continuing to develop. And you said it, they're rolling right now. They're playing as good a football now as they've been playing all year. But that's no surprise to PT, and that's kind of the same way that the program has been here for as long as I can remember.
So lastly, what are the biggest keys for your team to knock off Penn-Trafford here tonight?
We're going to have to get the offense rolling early, I think. We can't fall behind like last week. And, we did a great job battling back and being in that game at the end and giving ourselves a chance. But the offense is going to have to get on the board early. And I think our defense has done a great job all year of keeping us in games. And, we rely on those guys a lot. It's no question. And it's something we talk about every week, kind of being the backbone and the pride of our team is the way we play defense. Offensively, we can't do anything to hurt ourselves in terms of committing penalties or false starts or not being incorrectly aligned there. So, we're going to have to play a pretty much perfect game on offense against these guys. We know that they're probably the most disciplined team we play all year. And you watch them on film, you don't find many cracks in them. So we're going to have to execute everything at the highest level we have all year, be sound in our defense, because we know the same thing there. If we fall asleep at all, that these guys will certainly take advantage of it. So, when you play a team as talented and as disciplined as them, you pretty much have to put everything together all at once and play that. Not that any game's perfect, but as close to it as possible. And that's the way that we've practiced and prepared this week, is to try to get to that point. So, hopefully this is the Friday that we put it all together.
Well, Tom, thanks so much for taking the time to talk. I appreciate it, and good luck.
All right. Thank you, Sean. Take care.
That is Tom McIntyre, the head coach of Greater Latrobe. We'll take a break and continue with more right here on WSN.
Hi, this is Chuck Honkus, and it's been my honor to serve you for nearly a decade as Penn Township Commissioner. Friday Night Football in Penn-Trafford is not just a game, it's a tradition that spans many generations. I am blessed to be a part of this special community with my family and friends. Good luck to the Penn-Trafford players, coaches, band, and cheerleaders on another great season. Paid for by friends of Chuck Honkus.
When it comes to your home, trust matters. And at Gunner Construction in Claridge, we've built that trust since 1971. From roofs and siding to soffit, fascia, decks, and gutters, our family has been taking care of homes just like yours for over 50 years. Quality work, honest prices, and service you can rely on. Call for your free estimate today. Gunner Construction, proudly family-owned by PT alum Brett Ginther. Always dependable.
Just about set to get this one underway here at Penn-Trafford High School. We appreciate both head coaches taking the time to join us, John Ruane as well as Tom McIntyre. And Sean, for Tom McIntyre, it has been a challenging season. The team that he was the offensive coordinator for had a ton of talent. This year's team, it's a lot of players kind of elevating into new roles, and the biggest drawback is that they've been without their most talented player for all but one game this season, Andy Tache, Lehigh pledge. He came back last week. Unfortunately, he's not playing tonight, so his senior year, just one game. He probably would have been good enough to maybe get them another win or two just by his presence alone if he had been healthy all season.
Yeah, he's a dynamic player that would have helped Latrobe in many ways this season.
On the other side, Penn-Trafford has dealt with some injuries. The good news is, by and large, they are as healthy as they have been. Now, they have a couple guys out. Nick Lasky, for instance. They've been without their backup running back for the majority of the season, and Dominic Panagal. But ultimately, they got Jamison Yurt back. They've got Marlo Robinson back. They're pretty healthy at the receiver. We expect to see Nico Casciato potentially return tonight after he missed last week's game. So it feels like they are kind of peaking at the right time. And as we get set for this opening kickoff, I want to let you know that it's presented by AHN Neighborhood Hospital. AHN Neighborhood Hospital is always open, offering the care you need right around the corner. Visit ahnNeighborhood.org. Ultimately, however, a healthy and whole team is a dangerous one for PT.
Yeah, no doubt. And as we look out on the kick receiving team, Casciato is back deep, which is a good sign. So good to see him back after that. Took a hard lick there at Franklin Regional.
It is Mitch Horner, the senior, to send it away. Doesn't look like he's going to blast it all that deep. It's a short run-up, and this ball bounces to about the 7-yard line with Iacomelli on the return. And a good start for the Warriors. Cody Iacomelli beyond the 40. He's still on his feet, gets past midfield, down the near side, the cutback, and finally wrestled out, but he gets it inside the 20. What a spectacular start to this one courtesy of Penn-Trafford sophomore Cody Iacomelli.
What a return there for Iacomelli. He received the kick on the far side of the field and was able to find a gap, got into it, got up the sideline, and almost took it the distance, but put the Warriors inside the red zone to start.
That is the State Farm Insurance Red Zone. Call State Farm agent Alex Hetrick in Delmont for your free quote, 724-575-7392. From the 19-yard line, Desmond at quarterback. Stickle in motion. Handoff goes to Grabowski. He shows some strong running, lowers the shoulder, and Grabowski gets inside the 5. It'll be a first and goal for Penn-Trafford. What a terrific start for PT. The long kickoff return, and now Grabowski putting his fingerprints on this opening drive.
Yeah, just a hard run there by Ben Grabowski. Took that zone play there, took it off the edge. He got right down the sideline, almost powered his way in, but now first and goal at the 3-yard line.
3 receivers go to the far side. Grabowski the sidecar. Desmond getting a block by Grabowski, and he is in. A 3-yard QB keeper, and it does not take long for the Warriors to strike. It is 6-0.
Desmond direct snap straight ahead, just how the Warriors do it. Big possession to start the game. Big return by Iacomelli, then the quick possession. Get it in the end zone. Warriors up 6 with the extra point coming.
3rd rushing touchdown this season for Nate Desmond. Jack Miller on for the PAT.
Desmond coming off that 4-touchdown performance last week, throwing the football. Now he gets in as a rusher.
Miller has been special this season, and he is good. What a start. Warriors up 7-0, not even a minute in. We'll continue here on the Westmoreland Sports Network.
Cheer on your favorite school in style this season with shirts, hoodies, caps, and a whole lot more from Logo It by L&J Spiritwear. Stop into Logo It's fully stocked store on Walnut Street in Harrison City, where you can browse the latest fits featuring Penn-Trafford, Norwin, Hempfield, and Jeanette High Schools. Logo It also designs custom uniforms and apparel. Open Tuesday through Saturday or online anytime at lnjspiritwear.com.
Eli Meter on the return for Greater Latrobe, unable to replicate what Cody Iacomelli provided, so the first possession for the Wildcats will begin just beyond the 20. What a start for Penn-Trafford. 2 plays, just 19 yards, in large part because of the terrific return by Iacomelli to set him inside the red zone.
Yeah, just a dynamic first possession there, and even on the kickoff there, Doty coming down, putting a big hit on the Wildcats as they start deep in their own territory.
23-yard line is where the drive begins for Greater Latrobe. Starting looking over the middle and incomplete. He had a man breaking open in Meter. It was a breakdown defensively, but fortunately for PT and unfortunately for Greater Latrobe, it did not work as Scarton threw a little too far. Let's take a look at the starting offense for Greater Latrobe. Left to right along the line, 52 Gammon Owens, Brady Cronenwetter, number 53. Vinny Calabre, 66, is the center. Lucas Collins, 79, and Mason Machinsky, 73, are on the right side. We'll get to the skill players after this 2nd and 10.
Busted coverage there that time for the Warriors. Man, right down the middle.
Scarton hands off to Chris Cochran, and he gets 2, maybe 3 yards. Cochran, number 5, is the running back. The receivers, 20, Danny Noonan, Eli Meter, number 11, and Sawyer Butina, number 4. Rob Young, 85, is the tight end. The H-back, 24, Aaron Gasky. And Dom Scarton, number 13, is the quarterback for Greater Latrobe.
Hard to run against this Warrior defense. Such a good defensive line. They rotate in. Plus their linebackers, Stickle and Grabowski. I mean, they're just stacked all across the board.
Noonan goes in motion. Scarton, good pocket. And the pass incomplete. Was waiting for Meter to turn upfield, but just not in sync. And it appears to be a 3-and-out for Greater Latrobe. Couple of times, though, however, Sean, they did get a receiver open.
Yeah, they had a shot on that one. It just looked like he saw Grabowski coming at him, kind of short-armed it a little bit there. But that first one to start the possession, I mean, wow. The linebackers, safety, everybody vacated, and he found an open spot down the middle. Might be something Latrobe will come back to later on.
Scarton had not completed a varsity pass before this year, so while he's a junior, this is his first year getting real reps, and missed a couple of throws on that drive. Fair catch executed by Casciato, and it'll be good starting field position for Penn-Trafford after the Warriors force a 3-and-out. Let's take a look at their starting offense. They didn't get a chance to set it the first time around because the drive lasted just 2 plays. Left to right along the line, 61 Aiden Corbett. Travis Moorhead wears 56. 52 Bryce Ruby's at center. David Dietzick 63 and Luca Butler 51 are on the right side. The receivers, 26 Nick Ponko, 1 Tyler Boss, 2 Colton Tyberski. Reese Radike, 24 is the H-back. Jacob Briggs, 22, the tight end. Ben Grabowski's at running back wearing number 8. And Nate Desmond, number 7, the starting quarterback.
You got Cody Yakimelli at quarterback.
He can throw it a little bit, but he's much more advanced as a runner at this point. Fakes it to Ponko, calls his own number, and gets just a few yards before the tackle is made by Sawyer Butina. Well, let's look at the Greater Latrobe defense. A 3-4 alignment. D-ends are 24 Aaron Gasky and Wade Enoch. Yes, that's a familiar last name here at Penn-Trafford. The D tackle is 68 Dylan Miller. Outside backers, Dom Angeliquio, 34, and Chris Cochran, number 5. Cash Ackhammer, number 2, and Izzy McMahon, number 7, are the inside backers. Danny Noonan, number 20, and Tristan Letty, 35, are the corners. Free safety is number 1, Pickle Burkett, and Sawyer Butina is the strong safety.
Nate Desmond back at quarterback.
They give it to Tyberski on the jet sweep, and he's going to lose a yard or 2. Well defended by Greater Latrobe. That is the first carry of the season for Tyberski, and it's going to bring up a 3rd and long.
Good pursuit angles that time from Latrobe. That time they saw the jet sweep coming, got to the edge, kept it to a short gain, 3rd and long here. Looks like Desmond's staying out there for 3rd and long.
Interesting that Tyberski was the one who got that. Again, he had not had a carry all season.
Yeah, interesting to see. He'd been catching the ball a little bit, so it looks like Coach wanted to give him a little rub.
Tyberski and Ponko set up on the far side. Kaysen Offield, who is emerging as the season's gone along, he's with them as well. It's an empty set for Desmond. Clear passing scenario. Looks over the middle, and it is intercepted courtesy of Cash Ackhammer. What a pick by Ackhammer.
Yeah, a 5-wide set there with Stickle as the H-back in the 5-wide set, and just tried to squeeze it into a window there. And Desmond, it's consecutive games now between Gateway, Franklin Regional, Armstrong, now Latrobe throwing an interception. He's been bouncing back from them, but we'll see how it goes.
That was a heck of a job by Ackhammer, the linebacker, to snag it. And so the 44-yard line is where this drive begins for the Cats. They probably need to get something going here, Sean. They missed some opportunities on their first drive. Scarton fakes the handoff. Meter, this time he is able to connect with them, and Meter gets near midfield. So a gain of 5 on first down.
Yeah, quick little wide receiver screen to the outside, to the short side of the field. Going back to Desmond, that was his 7th interception of the season. And like we said, he had 2 against Gateway, 1 against Franklin Regional, 1 against Armstrong, now 1 tonight. Definitely want to knock those off.
2nd and 5, a yard shy of the midfield line. They've been targeting Meter in the early going. Scarton gives it to Ackhammer, and he goes nowhere, hit in the backfield by Stickle on a big tackle for loss. That's a 4-yard setback.
Yeah, that's why Stickle's one of the leading tacklers on this team. That time he took a great angle, saw the outside zone coming, and stepped right into the tackle. Did a nice job.
He leads them with 55 tackles entering tonight. Not far behind Trent Brown with 50, Luca Butler with 45. No doubt if Yurt had been playing all season, he would be up there as well.
No doubt.
3rd and 9 after that setback. Starting out of a pistol. Good pocket, And the pass looked like it might have been tipped by Butler. It falls incomplete. They were looking for Meter again, and I think Luca Butler maybe got a fingertip on it.
Yeah, Boss on the coverage, and then Butler dropping into his zone area. And that time was able to get a finger on it. And they force Latrobe to punt after the early interception.
So a couple of 3 and outs for the Wildcats offensively. 2 players back to return the punt for PT. Horner, 3 sport athletes, soccer and lacrosse as well. Plenty of time to get that one off. And Ponko steps in front of his teammate, Cachado. That one kind of right in the middle, and that's much like you would see 2 outfielders in baseball. Someone's got to clearly call that. I'm assuming that Ponko did, but it was a little bit of a hold your breath type of moment for PT. Nonetheless, fielded cleanly, and the Warriors will have their 3rd possession. So far, 1 touchdown and 1 turnover.
Yeah, definitely want to shore that up. Don't want any type of fumbles on the punt return there, especially given Latrobe good field position.
This drive starts at the 26. Not quite 5 minutes gone in this opening quarter. Ponko shifting closer to the line. It's a handoff to Grabowski in the hole, and good tackle by the Cats to stop Grabowski, but a gain of about 5 on first down.
Desmond back out on this drive on the first play. Now Iacomelli coming in, and the big boys coming in as well. Briggs.
Blaze Burrow, a tight end as well, so they're going to go 2 tight ends here.
Which is a very common formation against a 3-4 defense. You're going to see more power sets, more tight end sets, and attack that line of scrimmage.
They do have 3 receivers all to the near side. Iacomelli coming to that near side and never really had much running room as he is brought down. I believe that was Owens on the tackle, and so good job defending the run that time.
Yeah, they saw what was going on there. They did their homework.
That was Wade Enoch, rather. So I mentioned that's a familiar last name. He is cousins with Joe Enoch, the former Warrior, playing collegiately at St. Francis, who had a birthday this week.
Happy birthday, Joe.
Wade and Joe also look very similar.
Yeah, they do, yeah.
3rd down, 4 yards to go. Iacomelli rather, is going to run it. And second effort will get him to first down and more as he gets beyond the 40. So Cody Iacomelli provides a fresh set of downs for PT. Ball spotted right at the 40.
Just a quick direct snap. Get behind Grabowski. Good offensive line push, first down. Desmond coming back in for the Warriors.
But you love that Grabowski, a guy that's been a top option on offense, is also willing to serve as a lead blocker when called upon.
Definitely. Just can do it in any way. Can help you running the football, can help you blocking. He can also catch a little bit. They don't use him that much.
Well, they split him out here. They fake it, go over the middle, and somehow that's going to get positive yardage. Looked like it was doomed from the start.
Yeah, trying to get it to Stickle there on the screenplay.
And the Wildcats weren't fooled at all.
No.
It's going to go for a gain of 3.
After the first possession, the Wildcats have done a nice job here against the Warriors.
Under 5 minutes remaining in this opening quarter. PT holding a 7-0 lead, scoring on a 2-play, 19-yard drive to begin this game. Grabowski. He goes right side, and he's got a first down, and he's still breaking out of a tackle. Grabowski trying to go the whole way, and he's wrestled down from behind, but inside the State Farm Insurance Red Zone. You can call State Farm agent Alex Hetrick in Delmont for your free quote, 724-575-7392. That's some real strength there from the 205-pound Grabowski.
Yeah, good push on that offensive line right there. Got the outside zone, rode it outside, and then found a little bit of speed there to get to the edge and get down the field, and now working inside that red zone again.
To the 13. They can get a first down, obviously. Grabowski, the back, gets the carry, and he meets some more resistance this time. A wall of tacklers Izzy McMahon amongst them.
Yeah, Latrobe was ready that time. Good pursuit angles, good push up front.
The offense basically lost just about all the key contributors from last year. However, Greater Latrobe's defense does have some experienced players. Ackhammer and Cochran, chief amongst them. Noonan as well.
Big boy set in here with Yurt as a fullback. Yakimelli at quarterback.
Honko in motion. Yakimelli cuts inside, and he gets to about the 9-yard line. It'll make it a much more manageable third down. Good news is if you're John Ruane, you feel like as long as you don't turn it over, you're guaranteed 3 points because Jack Miller has been on a heater recently. He has a 47-yard field goal. He's becoming a very, very good kicker for them.
Definitely is. And that 47-yarder he made against Franklin Regional was pretty.
Desmond back at quarterback. Has a chance, if he has a good game, to get over 1,500 yards in the regular season as a passer.
Coming out that 4-touchdown performance.
He's got 5 receivers here. Looks to the far side. The pass to Conco is complete, and that is a 9-yard touchdown.
A little dangerous there on that hitch. It bumped past a couple of Latrobe hands, but he was able to get it to Ponco for the 6. Nice job, nice throw. See, check it out here on the replay. See the outstretched hands.
That was Cochran, who I'm sure was thinking, I might have a interception of my own.
Right.
13-0, PAT by Miller pending. That kick is true, and the Warriors put together a much longer drive this time. They have a 14-0 lead in the opening quarter. We'll continue on WSN.
Welcome to Battlefield Sports Complex in Export. We've got 3 full-size basketball courts that transform into pickleball and futsal courts, plus a massive indoor turf field with 2 full-length batting cages. Level up your game with batting, fielding, and pitching lessons from Coach Tony Napolitano. Join a league, grab your membership, or rent the space for practices and birthday parties. Visit BattlefieldSportsPGH.com. Battlefield Sports Complex in Export. The battle begins here.
Money is more than a number or your bank account balance. Money is one of the culminations of your life's work. We at Hoffman Wealth Management want to learn about who you are, hear your goals, your dreams, and what you want to do in your life. We're more than just financial advisors. We're your partners on life's path. Hoffman Wealth Management views ourselves as an extension of your team. Contact us today to embark on a partnership that puts your goals and aspirations at the forefront.
Nick Ponco's touchdown extends the lead. It is now 14-0 in favor of the home team. As this a high kick handled at the 5-yard line. And that is going nowhere as Jarosz brings down Meter. A good open field tackle by the Warriors on special teams once again. That will make John Ruane as happy as that touchdown pass. He always fixates on special team performance.
Definitely. It's one of the big phases of the ballgame. Definitely need your special teams to play as well. That was Ponco's 5th touchdown of the year. Coming in, he was the 14th ranked receiver in the Whippeal, entire Whippeal, with 37 catches, 651 yards.
And don't forget, he's also thrown for a touchdown this year. They have so many guys who can throw the football. First down handoff, and not a lot for Cochran there. It's going to be tough to run against Penn-Trafford if the Wildcats don't hit those passes that are open.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, the defensive line, and with the rotation, sometimes 2, sometimes even 3, a 3-line rotation for the Warriors at defensive line. Definitely have the skill and the power up front to keep up with most teams.
If Scarton hits a couple of those passes to Meter, however, then maybe you have to give more attention to the receivers and create some more running room for Cochran and Ackhammer. 2nd and 9. Cochran again. And he's getting a yard or 2 at a time, but that's not going to keep them on schedule.
No, not at all. The Warriors are ready, and the linebackers not paying attention to any of the eye candy, just coming up and making a play.
Scarton, 73 of 166 for 837 yards, 3 touchdowns, but 6 interceptions this year. So that's always concerning when you have more interceptions than touchdowns.
Yeah, definitely don't want to have that.
We have to wonder if they had Andy Tash, who was their top receiver a year ago, those numbers would probably look a heck of a lot better.
Oh, no doubt. Having a dynamic player like that to throw to would be nice.
They've also been without their top running back for about half of the season, A.J. Yeboah. Third down passing, and just behind Noonan. It was going to have to be a real handsy grab, and he got his fingers on it but could not make the catch as he tried to reach behind him, and he'll bring up a 4th down and likely another 3.5 for Greater Latrobe. That's how the first 2 drives ended as well.
Yeah, Butler on the coverage there. Just dropped into his zone, tried to hit him on the outside shoulder, just couldn't get just a little bit too far for him.
Well, they don't have to worry about the 2 punt returners colliding this time because only Cachado is back now.
Yeah, it looks like put a little more coverage up front on it.
He's going to return this, and ill-advised. That's a heck of a tackle in space by Dante Duragon, a player who has really carved out a pretty nice role as a 9th grader.
Yeah, that was a nice job for a freshman to come down there and make that play. That is a real good job by him.
You rarely see punt returns. It's college ranks, high school ranks. Usually it's a fair catch or you let it bounce.
Yep.
That was one where maybe it would have been better served for Cachado to call the fair catch.
Probably, yeah, no doubt. Yeah, just because sometimes you know, at those upper levels, you got the kicks out, kicking their coverage. Well, in high school, you don't have that too much because the leg's not going to put it all the way down there.
Drive begins at the 40. Warriors up 14-0. This time they give it to Ponko, and then a double reverse, and there's plenty of room for Cachado. What a play design, and he's showing the burst as he cuts back at the 35 and gets near the 30. What a design. Ponko, Cachado, and John Ruane had the defense guessing the whole way.
Man, did they jump on that. They did not see Cachado coming back on that double reverse. They were not ready for it. And Cachado, just such a dynamic player. Good to see him back because, man, can he break it. He showed that in that kickoff return against Gateway a few weeks ago.
You have to wonder maybe that they had that jet sweep to Tyberski, that same thing to show something to the defense, knowing next time is the play that we're really trying to hit them on.
Definitely. You definitely want to put that stuff on film, especially with the playoffs coming up. You want to put as much as you can out there.
Waning seconds of the opening quarter. 14-0 home team. Final game of the regular season. Little shovel pass, and you're trying to get out of a tackle. Not able to do so, but he does get a few yards as the first quarter comes to an end. What a start for Penn-Trafford. A 14-0 lead for the Warriors here at home over Greater Latrobe on the Westmoreland Sports Network.
When it comes to your home, trust matters. And at Gunner Construction in Claridge, we've built that trust since 1971. From roofs and siding to soffit, fascia, decks, and gutters, our family has been taking care of homes just like yours for over 50 years. Quality work, honest prices, and service you can rely on. Call for your free estimate today. Gunner Construction, proudly family-owned by PT alum Brett Ginther, always dependable.
At the John V. Graziano Funeral Home in Jeanette, we understand that every life tells a story. Hi, this is Jim Graziano. For generations, families in our community have trusted us to provide care, compassion, and dignity in their time of need. From traditional services to cremation, military honors, grief support, and pre-planning, our dedicated staff is here to guide you every step of the way. The John V. Graziano Funeral Home on North 2nd Street in Jeanette, helping you create a meaningful service that honors the life and memory of your loved one.
First quarter in the books, 14-0. Penn-Trafford leading Greater Latrobe. Wildcats will be playing for the final time this year. Penn-Trafford guaranteed a postseason berth. We'll see if they play next week or in 2 weeks.
Yeah, some places have them with a bye. Some have them as the 5th seed going against South Fayette. We'll see how
that
it
would be a
shakes out.
rematch of last year.
Yeah, which I just can't see Moon getting it over them.
Well, I'll get back to that in a second. They go counter to Grabowski. Good blocking for Ben as he gets inside the 20. Once again, the Warriors have entered the State Farm Insurance Red Zone. You can call Alex Hedrick in Delmont for your free quote, 724-575-7392. I did the read. They're not in the red zone because of a penalty, but we'll still allow that to slide for Alex Hedrick.
Yeah, absolutely. Give him any pub you can give him.
So it'll be curious to see. I think most people all along thought Upper St. Clair was going to be a top 4 seed. Now, they lost last week. I don't know if there's a scenario where they would still give the Panthers a top 4 seed just because of how dominant they've been for the majority of the season.
Right.
But Penn-Trafford won at Moon.
Yes.
So I would agree if they choose Moon over Penn-Trafford, I think that's more of a head-scratcher than if they were to pick Upper St. Clair. But then you're saying, how do you pick Upper St. Clair over Moon when the Tigers won?
Right.
So it's you can look at it any number of ways. Desmond's going to run and able to shake free, and he spun down. Did that seem like a design run or something where Desmond immediately had to abort?
No, it looked like a design, yeah. They took off on the QB draw, and he got behind them. But, man, did they close quick. They almost got him in the backfield.
Do you have a prediction on if PT were to win this game? Do you think they get that bye or not?
I think they will. I think if they win tonight, that should solidify. They'll finish 8-1, 9-1. That'll should be enough to get them a 4 seed.
There is a question, of course. They lost fairly decisively at Woodland Hills, and Woodland Hills probably is looking at the 3 seed.
Yeah.
Desmond, plenty of time. Rips it over the middle, and he had Casciato, but throws it behind him. So that brings up 4th down. Now, they probably could kick it from here, but I think they might keep the offense out. So my question is, Woodland Hills, I think, fairly clearly was the better team. They are going to try a field goal, by the way. Is it something where you don't want to have PT one spot away from Woodland Hills when the Wolverines were pretty decisively better?
Yeah, I think that would be something that the committee would look at. I mean, because you're definitely going to have Pine 1, Peters 2.
This is a 49-yarder. This would be a new mark for Miller, who has a 47-yarder under his belt.
Down the middle.
49-yard kick. And that is not going to have enough leg. So a missed field goal. It's interesting. I mean, it's a colder night, right?
Yeah.
It's probably way colder than when you were in Murraysville.
Yeah, definitely a lot chillier, but yeah, he definitely got a lot more air under that than needed. Probably wanted to put a little more push than a little more air.
It is something that on long kicks, and now the standards have changed so drastically, right? Because in the NFL, 55 yards feels almost normal.
Yeah.
It's not even like an extremely long field goal. You really, until you get upper 50s, don't think it's that long.
Right.
But you do see on the longer kicks, it's typically a lower trajectory kick, which sometimes leads it to being a little more prone to being blocked.
Yes.
So the Wildcats start at the 20 since the ball did go into the end zone. Handoff to Duragon, the freshman. We mentioned he made a nice play on special teams. And Cochran's a senior, Ackhammer's a senior. They're going to have Yeboah back from injury next year, but I think Duragon's a guy who's going to factor in a big way for their future.
It's a true team. They're very gritty. I mean, last week they lost 27-24 to Gateway in a tight one.
They were the better team in the second half of that game.
Yeah, no doubt. And they played Woodland Hills tight early. Armstrong 17-14. I mean, right there in a lot of games this year where it could have gone their way.
They go Duragon direct snap, and Ponko and Brown lay a lick on him. And so he's going to be a couple yards shy of the sticks.
Yeah, Warriors had great pursuit there. Got to the football in a hurry. Still 3rd and short, though.
It feels like that loss against Armstrong, that really was tough, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they had won their first conference game. They win on the road, go to 2-0. Maybe things feel a little bit different.
Yeah.
And the loss against Kiski, that was pretty lopsided. That's a bit of a head scratcher. You figure, having seen both those teams, that's probably kind of a toss-up type game, I would have thought going in.
Yeah, I would not have expected that.
Duragon's second effort's going to give him the first down. He was hit initially behind the line. That's a heck of a second effort.
Yeah. Good job running the football there. He put his head down and found that first down.
That is the initial first down of the game for Greater Latrobe. No 3 and out this time.
Again, the map to play with the Warriors is you got to be able to run the football, got to be able to work the time a little bit. Like you said, first time not going 3 and out. You want to avoid those 3 and outs because that's when the Warriors can jump on you quick.
And what was the difference? They had Duragon hit a running back, and really even a quarterback on the one snap. Might want to try riding that hand a little bit more tonight. They go back to him. And he gets 5 yards. I think right now, that's the guy you want to stick with if you're Coach McIntyre.
Yeah, for sure. That time ran a counter play, and there was a lot of space there on that counter, too. When he turned the corner, linebackers closed when he got up through the gap. It's still 5 yards on that carry.
Remember saying his name in the Latrobe Dairy area Teener League baseball coverage that we have over the summer. 2nd and 5. Pistol formation. Seen just Scarton at quarterback. They sometimes, and there goes Duragon. What a run. He's inside the 30, and he's going to be driven out inside the 15-yard line. Dante Duragon has changed the feel of this game entirely.
Wow, outside zone, and boy, he hit that in a hurry. Got into the gap and found his way into the secondary and was off to the races. Up to the 12 inside the red zone.
Well, if you're going to sub him out, now would be the time just to give him a little bit of a breather, but he is running so hard, they're going to keep him out there. He's been by far and away their best offense all night.
Good looking running back here, freshman.
Ball at the 12. Probably need a touchdown here if you're the Cats. Right back to Duragon, and this time Stickle would not let him go. They blow it dead. I didn't think he actually went down, but maybe they deemed progress was stopped. So not a lot on first down. It looks like it's a no gain.
Yeah, it looked like somebody had a hold of his ankle there, so it kind of definitely got a quick whistle on that. But still a heck of a run on that last one to get him down to the 12.
That's awfully tough, though. You have a long run like that, and then you get the next carry. You
Yeah.
probably haven't caught your breath yet.
No.
He stays in at running back. 3 receivers to the near side of the field. Scarton has struggled throwing the football so far tonight. Duragon. And he's inside the 10 down to about the 8-yard line.
Yeah, Luca Butler coming down and making that play.
Are you thinking 4-down territory, or would you like to try to get some points on the board?
I would try to go. I mean, this is their last game of the season.
Can't hold anything back.
Nope, can't hold it back. I would definitely try to get in the end zone.
Dan Fouts knows that all too well.
Yep. We know.
They can get a first down at about the 2. Duragon. This time it's going to be a Scarton pass. And a lot of contact, but an incompletion. Leonard was draped all over Noonan, and I'm not sure that Noonan, had he caught that, would have been in bounds anyway.
No, it looked like they were trying a little comeback route there right at the pylon. But Leonard right there, right in his chops, wouldn't let him move.
All right, well, it looks like they will keep the offense on the field here. They're not going to win the game probably kicking a field goal here, but you do wonder if you don't get points, is the confidence kind of shot for a team that's still learning how to compete at the highest level.
Right.
Here we go, 4th down. They can get a first down. It's 4th and 6 at the 8. And they're not going to get anything. It's a meeting at the quarterback, and Scarton is sacked. Penn-Trafford gets home. A turnover on downs.
Stickle off the edge on that time. Came flying off the edge. You'll see on your side of the screen here. Comes right down, forced him up inside. Good pressure coming up the middle, and the Warriors, like you said, met him at the quarterback. And a huge stop here for the Warriors when Latrobe got it inside the 20 down to the 12 for 1st and 10 at the 12. The Warriors shut the door.
And that's tough, right? I mean, scared money don't make money, but you get nothing out of it. And we'll see now if Penn-Trafford can really kind of put its boot down on the throat of Greater Latrobe.
Yeah, right now you got Grabowski taking the snap here. Don't think we're going to see the ball in the air.
Spotted at the 19-yard line.
Oh,
what do you know, Sean?
Look at that.
And he's got Casciato open and just overshoots him. That's an 80-plus yard connection if that throw has just a little bit more air underneath it, because Tristan Letty was left in the dust by Casciato.
He is listed as a third quarterback, if I'm not wrong there, but man.
Grabowski?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's 2 of 5 this season, but he also completed 6 passes his freshman season.
Right. Yeah, I mean, he can definitely don't see it that often, but that definitely is something to put on tape to keep teams honest later on in the playoffs.
Iacomelli now in, so he'll run it. He turns it upfield and gets what looks to be about 7 yards. Nice gainer by Iacomelli. Makes it a very manageable third down for John Ruane.
It's very hard to stop this Warrior offense. There's just so many facets. When you have Nate Desmond, quarterback, who can throw the football, you've got Cody Iacomelli, who can throw the football. We just seen Grabowski can throw. And each guy can run the football with a lot of H-backs, tight ends, power backs.
We've seen Ponko throw as well.
Yep, Ponko threw a touchdown earlier this year.
He's actually attempted 3 passes, so it's something that they feel somewhat confident that he can do. As we have a whistle and a timeout by John Ruane, so we will take one as well. Penn-Trafford staked to a second quarter lead over Greater Latrobe. It's the final game of the 2025 regular season on WSN.
Hi, this is Chuck Honkus, and it's been my honor to serve you for nearly a decade as Penn Township Commissioner. Friday night football in Penn-Trafford is not just a game, it's a tradition that spans many generations. I am blessed to be a part of this special community with my family and friends. Good luck to the Penn-Trafford players, coaches, band, and cheerleaders on another great season. Paid for by friends of Chuck Honkus.
Out of the timeout by Penn-Trafford, 14-0 PT, 5:16 remaining in this second quarter play. Sean and Sean here on the call, our camera person, not our producer, Hannah Knoll. She has often been a producer this year, but wearing a different hat, a proverbial hat tonight. Not a literal hat, although maybe the hood comes up in the second half. It is. Temperatures have changed quite a bit. I was thinking back, this is the final week of the regular season. We're going to have at least probably a couple weeks of postseason coverage as well here. And I always think back to week 0. Continue that thought after this third down play. Iacomelli, I don't know that he got it. It's going to be just short. Would John Ruane go for it on 4th and short deep in his own territory here?
I think we may see it just because of the power that they have up front, confidence in the defense.
So, is it fair to say that it's probably 40 or so degrees cooler now than when we first were here at Penn-Trafford this year?
Yes, that game against Norwin was...
And it's only 10 weeks ago.
Yeah, that was very hot that night.
I feel like the first half of the season was all around the same. It was like the days were in the 80s or high 70s pretty consistently. They keep the offense on the field, and they're going to work out of a shotgun. Grabowski, and he won't get there. A tackle in the backfield by Ackhammer, and a golden opportunity for Greater Latrobe to get points.
The Warriors have run that play a couple times this year. They'll get that 2-back, that sidecar look to either side, and they'll run more of that off tackle. And that time, Latrobe seen it coming, guessed right, slanted that way, and got to the football.
Man, yeah, you do second guess, and it's easy. Hindsight, they say 20/20. Why not go under center there and just power it forward?
Yeah.
You didn't need 2 or 3. You needed 1 yard.
Right.
Great chance for Greater Latrobe. Scarton's going to take a shot. And a lot of contact, and that is a pass interference as Butina was starting to break away, and it's going to set up the Wildcats inside the 15-yard line on the penalty.
Yeah, Tyberski there, draped all over him.
Might have been a touchdown saving penalty, and NFL spots it right at the 1 yard line.
Right.
Here, half the distance, it's not the worst thing in the world if you know you're beat.
Right, not at all. And you got 1st and 10 at the 12 again, just like we saw in the last possession.
That one ended with a turnover on downs. Warriors turned it over on downs deep in their own territory, in one that I think one way or another they would probably regret. There goes Duragon, and he is in on a 12-yard touchdown, the freshman Duragon.
Boy, is he a good-looking back. They ran a zone play that time. All the linemen slanted that way. Went for an outside zone. He found a crack and gets into it. You see here, a little motion over. Outside zone. Found the gap, got into it, and gone, just like he did on that long run earlier. And now Latrobe has cut this to a one-score game.
And the kick is good by Mitch Horner. Wildcats with a big defensive play, and it yields 7. They're in it, 14-7, Penn-Trafford leads.
Hi, I'm Dr. Mark Graytalk.
And I'm Dr. Brian Graytalk, and we're celebrating our 3rd year serving Harrison City at Graytalk Family Vision Care.
Do your eyes ever burn, water, or feel gritty? You might have dry eye disease, and we offer innovative treatments that target the cause, not just the symptoms.
From advanced technology to personalized care, we're helping patients see and feel better every single day.
And don't forget, we carry many designer frames like Ray-Ban, Oakley, Costa, Silhouette, Kate Spade, and many, many more.
Graytalk Family Vision Care, where eye care means I care.
Plumbing problems don't wait. Why should you? Level Green Plumbing and Heating is your go-to for expert service, specializing in drain and sewer repairs, water heater installation and maintenance, and even excavating and trenching. Frozen pipes this winter? We'll get the water running again in no time. We're here for you Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. And when emergencies strike, our team is on call anytime. Call Level Green Plumbing and Heating today at 412-372-5544 or visit lgph.com.
A squib kick that gets past Casciato. He goes back to his own 5-yard line to pick it up. Casciato gets out of one tackle, and then he's brought down at around the 20. A little bit of an adventure there. There is a flag on the play. Sean, go back to not the touchdown, but the decision for PT deep in its own real estate to go for it and then to run a play out of a shotgun formation. They didn't even come close to getting that first down, and it seemed like that lifted the Wildcats because that was a team that sorely needed a spark.
Yeah, I mean, Warriors went back to a play that they had a lot of success at this year. That, like we said, that 2 sidecar look, hand off to Grabowski on that off tackle, and he just could not get there. Latrobe knew it was coming, stepped right in front of him, made the tackle, and Latrobe turned it into 6 right away.
And I think it's the final game of this season. We understand that it's hard to carry momentum over as the Warriors give it to Grabowski, and a shoestring tackle prevents him from turning that into much more. Tackle registered that time courtesy of Russell Fry. I do think, from what we've seen, not even a half into this game, they have something special in Duragon.
Yes, no doubt. I mean, he's
maybe at the beginning of the season he wasn't running like this, but at this point I think they have to ride him tonight.
Oh, no, without a doubt. I mean, he's probably got 80, 90, even close to 100 yards here in the first half, just running the ball very well.
Before they put him in at running back, they went 3 and out 3 consecutive times. Grabowski just bouncing off of players, gets to the 19. It'll bring up a 3rd and a couple yards to go.
Yeah, and that time put Yurt as a sidecar to Grabowski. We've seen that a few times this year, just trying to overpower. And then the Warriors set on a 3rd and 2 again.
Can I make a prediction?
Yes, sir.
If they don't get the first down here, I think they're going to punt.
Yes. I do not see Coach Ruane doing that again.
And I like that he had the confidence in his team to go for it there. I just think the play call in particular in that scenario probably wasn't the right call. Had they got it, of course, that conversation wouldn't be had. They got the first down here, and they've got a heck of a lot more. Iacomelli, can they catch him? He will go 81 yards. Cody Iacomelli finds Pater.
Boy, did he find that gap. He found the hole quickly, got into it, and was gone. Luca Butler with a crunching block out there as well. You'll see on the replay. come through the line. See Luca Butler. Oh, my God, is that a smell job there.
So, you love that physicality. You just have to hope that the officials aren't going to call a flag.
Yeah. Yeah, that was an old school type block there by Luca Butler.
Iacomelli registers his 11th rushing touchdown of the season. The PAT by Jack Miller is good, and the Warriors back up 14. It is now 21-7. We'll take a break. Second quarter continues on WSN.
Next, golf adventure awaits at Manor Valley Golf Course in Export. Manor Valley offers 18 scenic holes over gentle sloping fairways and the purest putting surfaces around. Manor Valley Golf Course in Export is the perfect place to host your next golf outing, banquet party, or shower. Manor Valley also offers league play and great membership rates. Tee times available. Call 724-744-4242. Visit ManorValleyGC.com.
Hi, I'm Dr. Michael Hansen. And I'm Dr. Jeff Donatelli, and we're the dentists here at Aesthetic Family Dental at Manor Harrison City Road.
Our belief in high-quality care can be seen through our modern technology and digital workflow. We use 3D x-rays for implant planning. We have an in-house lab where we custom design crowns utilizing high-strength porcelain.
At our office, we believe in preventative care. However, if we do have to do some type of intervention, I will perform the same type of dentistry that I do on my own family.
A squib kick downed by the Wildcats. One of the up men didn't want to try to be a hero, so just goes down to the turf at about the 25-yard line, and that's where this drive will begin. So, Sean, let's go back, way back in the time machine. Correct me if I'm wrong. You and I were together at Greater Latrobe High School when these teams met in, believe it might have been 2019. It was the debut of SmackDown on Fox.
Yes, it was.
Remember
that.
I
do. Yep.
And I remember Greater Latrobe allowed a kickoff return touchdown. Continue that thought in just a minute. Duragon, and that time he's going nowhere. Yurt, a whirling dervish, throws him down for a big loss.
Just got to be careful on that kind of tackle. Referees are always eyeing that up when you whip somebody to the ground like that.
Well, he certainly looked like a wrestler, which makes sense. So, Greater Latrobe allows a kickoff return touchdown by a player for Penn-Trafford that I, at the time, wasn't really familiar with. I'm pretty sure that player was Cade Iacomelli.
Yes.
Now we see, what is it, 6 years later, if my math is correct?
Yep.
Cody Iacomelli, 81-yard touchdown. Wasn't a kick return, although he almost had one of those.
Right.
As that pass falls incomplete, intended for Noonan. He'll bring up 3rd and long.
Yeah, he was real close in the very first kick of this game.
You said something when we were in break. You see a lot of similarities, not in the size between Cody and Cade, but how they run the football.
Yes, they're very similar in how they move and cut, and you can just see, like we said, the size isn't there, but Cody has 2 more years to put on weight. He's in a great workout program here for the Warriors. He will put on the weight, he'll put on that muscle mass, and sky's the limit for him.
Duragon needing a lot here, and he's going to get about 5 yards shy of the sticks. And we have a whistle, as I believe John Ruane wants to call a timeout, seeing if he can give his offense another crack at it. We'll take a break and continue second quarter action. Penn-Trafford looks like it'll be getting the ball next.
DBAT Pittsburgh East, the area's premier baseball and softball training academy, is now open in Westmoreland County. Our 20,000 square foot state-of-the-art facility features dual fungo man pitching machines, hit tracks enabled cages, and professional bullpens. With private baseball and softball instruction, we're here to help you dominate the diamond. And don't forget to stop into our pro shop, powered by Rawlings and Easton, for the latest gear. DBAT Pittsburgh East, now open in Export. Visit dbatpiteast.com.
Timeout by John Ruane. The thought there is you give your offense maximum time with which to operate, so they should have about a minute and a half here with a 4th down and almost assuredly a punt, although we've already seen one team go for it in a situation like this, but this is 4 to 5 yards to go. That would be almost reckless.
It definitely would, but it looks like he's going to pull the trigger on it.
Now, a offside here gives them a first down. Do you actually think that they would snap the ball, though? I think we're getting our answer.
Yeah.
You know what I always thought, Sean? When you get down to about 2 seconds here, the defense kind of relaxes.
Yeah.
Snap it then.
Yes.
Like, actually call a play where you're going to snap it, but you make it look like you're trying to just make them jump. And then we saw a timeout called well ahead of time there with about 10 seconds left. You let it go down to 2 or 3 seconds. You can even have your quarterback start walking off the field.
Yep.
Then snap it, because everyone defensively, to some extent,
just
lets their
standing
guard
there.
down.
Yep.
Now, if that doesn't work, you kind of look silly.
Yeah.
But last game of the season, can't hold anything back.
That's right.
Timeout on the field. Want to let you know that for the latest Westmoreland County High School football scores tonight, follow us on X at WestmorelandSN. Check out our scores tracker on our website, westmorelandsports.com. Both are updated frequently throughout the night, so you can get the most up-to-date scores on our Westmoreland County teams. Well, they're going to punt it now.
And who will go back? It looks like Ponko going back deep.
Well, he had both an offensive and a defensive touchdown last week. Why not mix in a special team score this week? 50-yard pick six, 80-yard touchdown reception. Greater Latrobe had an offensive, defensive, and special teams touchdown as a whole last week. Still didn't win the game, though. Probably doesn't happen very often that as this is fumbled and Ponko and his teammate get on it with guess who bearing down on him, Duragon.
Duragon right there, can smell that football.
It's impressive that he's doing all the work at running back recently, and he's still out on special teams.
Yeah, freshman duties. Definitely have him out there. I don't see him out there defensively, but he's definitely doing a good job tonight running the football and also there on special teams.
So with John Ruane still having a timeout, pretty much everything is at their disposal offensively.
Yeah, Desmond in, 5 wide set here.
He certainly can still run the ball, but this looks like a pass. Desmond instead is going to run it. And he takes a pretty big shot right near the sticks. I think it's going to be just shy.
Yep, couldn't find anything, didn't like what he saw. Good job, just put the head down, get upfield. Got 9.
You need to get a first down for PT. Once you do that, you can get even more aggressive. Desmond, he wants more than a first down here. Rolling, and throws it to the Wildcats bench.
Smart decision there. Wildcats, good coverage on the back end. They did a real good job keeping everybody bottled up.
So I think here you certainly consider running the football. You still have plenty of time if you get the first down. If you try throwing it and don't complete it, then you're going to have to punt it away, I think.
Right.
They're not going to go for it again, I don't think, in their own territory and give Greater Latrobe a chance to get points.
Like we said last week, in a very similar situation, the Warriors are very schooled on this. They will put time on the clock during the week, and they'll run their 2-minute and get their work in. So they're definitely schooled.
Grabowski, he's got the first down. He's got plenty more into Greater Latrobe territory.
Now you can either get up on a ball, spike it, or go ahead and run a play.
And it looks like they're going to run a play.
Yep. Signal coming in.
Looking to John Ruane, 45 seconds. 1 timeout remaining. They can use all parts of the field. Desmond trying to use the middle of it, almost intercepted. Ponko thought maybe there was a penalty on the Wildcats. That's not the case. And the closest player to that one ultimately was Sawyer Butino. He's got a couple of interceptions this season, almost had number 3.
Warriors tried to go with that mesh pyramid there. They had 2 receivers underneath the linebackers, and then Ponko coming up behind them and just couldn't connect.
Well, I said Ponko thought there was a penalty. There was, but it was on his team.
Right.
So, 2nd and 20, and now 35 seconds remaining. You probably need 1 or 2 big plays here.
Yeah, you still got that 1 timeout, but you got to get something big here. Stick out a little further on this 5 wide set.
Desmond. And there's some back pressure, and he's brought down one of the players in there was Big Rob Young, a 6'7", 240-pounder who came to Greater Latrobe after he was at Summit Academy. Last year he was at Brashear. A couple of years ago he played football at Brashear, did not play at Summit, did play basketball, as Brad Wetzel, I'm sure, licking his chops at that thought. Final few seconds here. Pass is complete. Tyberski, they have a timeout as he's chopped down.
1 second.
So they're going to call a timeout. It's 4th down. And we'll take a very quick break right here on the Westmoreland Sports Network.
Hello, I'm Dr. Joseph Altier, here with Altier Chiropractic in Jeanette, Pennsylvania. As a sports chiropractor, I'm here to help the student athlete perform their best, whether it's improving spinal function, reducing pain, or boosting recovery after an injury. My goal is to keep you strong, competitive, on and off the field. Don't let discomfort and injuries hold you back. Call my office today at 724-52-SPINE or visit my website, altierchiropractic.com. You only get one body. Let's maximize your potential.
1 second remains. Will Penn-Trafford try to push it to the end zone? I would imagine that's got to be the plan here.
Yeah.
Do you even consider Grabowski throwing it? I think we saw he's got plenty of arm.
He absolutely does, yeah. And you see Latrobe, they're bumping everybody back. Only 2 down linemen.
Well, Grabowski's in the game, so he might be the one throwing this football. Do you target anyone in particular here, or do you just kind of throw it up?
I'd say you just throw it up. He may just keep it.
It is 4th down, but that's really of minor consequence. Just 1 second left.
He's going to let it go.
Well, it's got the distance, and it's broken up. So that will bring an end to the opening half. Greater Latrobe hanging around, but Penn-Trafford has a lead of 21-7. We'll take a break, come back with the Independence Health halftime show right here on the Westmoreland Sports Network.
The hybrid operating room, the most advanced surgical environment in medicine. It's a new horizon for minimally invasive endovascular and cardiac surgeries like TAVR, transcatheter aortic valve replacement, and TCAR, transcarotid revascularization for carotid artery disease. The hybrid OR provides unparalleled imaging in the operating room. For patients, that means a shorter procedure, less recovery time, and reduced risk for complications. These capabilities are only part of the equation. They're placed in the hands of some of the most accomplished heart and vascular specialists in the region, whose skill and experience have earned national, regional, and local recognition for clinical excellence. Independence Health System. Expert care here.
When the cold sets in, make sure your home is ready. Level Green Plumbing and Heating has been keeping families comfortable in Penn Township and beyond for more than 30 years. From installing new heating systems, to fast, reliable repairs, to preventative maintenance that saves you headaches down the road, their expert technicians do it all. Call 412-372-5544 or visit lgph.com today. Stay warm, stay safe with Level Green Plumbing and Heating.
Cheer on your favorite school in style this season with shirts, hoodies, caps, and a whole lot more from Logo It by L&J Spiritwear. Stop into Logo It's fully stocked store on Walnut Street in Harrison City, where you can browse the latest fits featuring Penn-Trafford, Norwin, Hempfield, and Jeanette High Schools. Logo It also designs custom uniforms and apparel. Open Tuesday through Saturday or online anytime at lnjspiritwear.com.
The prevention of youth and adult substance abuse in our communities is so important, and our goal at CSAE is to do just that. CSAE works to provide education, encourage recovery, and create social change.
Join us at CSAE, because to see the change, you have to be the change.
Hi, this is Jim Graziano from the John V. Graziano Funeral Home on North 2nd Street here in Jeanette. For generations, my family has been honored to help yours through life's most difficult moments. Whether it's a traditional service, cremation, or pre-planning for peace of mind, we're here for you with compassion and respect. If you need us, please call 724-523-5433. At the John V. Graziano Funeral Home, our mission is simple: to honor your loved one with dignity and care.
Over the years, car dealerships have come and gone, but one name has stood the test of time. Smale? The Smale family's commitment to excellence is unwavering. We're proud to announce the grand opening of our new Smale Kia showroom. Right now, get up to $1,000 APR bonus cash on select models, plus 0% financing for up to 48 months on 2025 Kia Sportage and Kia Sorento gas models. Don't miss these savings. Now it's Smale Kia, Route 30 East, Greensburg.
East Suburban Sports Medicine Center, Western Pennsylvania's #1 physical therapy practice since 1984, is always offering same-day or next-day appointments for all new patients. With 9 convenient locations and extensive therapy services, ESSMC offers the best care anywhere, hands down. Call 412-856-8060 or visit ESSMC.com to schedule today.
Now, preparing a groovy as the band performs So Bossa Nova from Austin Towers. And band, your final mission, should you choose to accept it, is to beat the clock with a thrilling rendition of the theme for Mission Impossible. The Great Latrobe Pregame marching band is under the direction of Brian Chuckeye and student teacher David Dunlap, assisted by Jeff Jordan and Morgan Rockwell. The color guard is directed by Kate Richard and instructor Jessica Wilson. The drum line is directed by Anthony Sorenko. Student leaders include Austin Aikens, Caitlin Anderson, Melania Page, Mackenzie Bloom, Henry Bradley, Don Durgan, Kelsey McClellan, Madison McLean, Jack Marino, Leah Olson, Ray Swiderski, Addison Weston, Elise Wolfgang. The Great Latrobe Bobcat Marching Band would like to thank the GLPPA, School District Administration, and the Board of School Directors for their continued support of the arts. Let's hear it one more time for the Great Latrobe Bobcat Marching Band!
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Proudly presenting 2025 Penn-Trafford High School Marching Band. Under the field leadership of drum major Zachary Conti and the entire marching band class of 2026. Tonight, the marching band will present portions of its show entitled Choose Joy. The show begins with Beethoven's Ode to Joy and Mozart's Requiem, and concludes with Randall Standridge's Choose Joy. The Penn-Trafford High School Music Department is proud to present drum major Zachary Conti and the 2025 Penn-Trafford High School Marching Band performing portions of Choose Joy. Thank you.
The hybrid operating room, the most advanced surgical environment in medicine. It's a new horizon for minimally invasive endovascular and cardiac surgeries like TAVR, transcatheter aortic valve replacement, and TCAR, transcarotid revascularization for carotid artery disease. The hybrid OR provides unparalleled imaging in the operating room. For patients, that means a shorter procedure, less recovery time, and reduced risk for complications. These capabilities are only part of the equation. They're placed in the hands of some of the most accomplished heart and vascular specialists in the region, whose skill and experience have earned national, regional, and local recognition for clinical excellence. Independence Health System. Expert care here.
When the cold sets in, make sure your home is ready. Level Green Plumbing and Heating has been keeping families comfortable in Penn Township and beyond for more than 30 years. From installing new heating systems, to fast, reliable repairs, to preventative maintenance that saves you headaches down the road, their expert technicians do it all. Call 412-372-5544 or visit lgph.com today. Stay warm, stay safe with Level Green Plumbing and Heating.
Cheer on your favorite school in style this season with shirts, hoodies, caps, and a whole lot more from Logo It by L&J Spiritwear. Stop into Logo It's fully stocked store on Walnut Street in Harrison City, where you can browse the latest fits featuring Penn-Trafford, Norwin, Hempfield, and Jeanette High Schools. Logo It also designs custom uniforms and apparel. Open Tuesday through Saturday or online anytime at lnjspiritwear.com.
The prevention of youth and adult substance abuse in our communities is so important, and our goal at CSAE is to do just that. CSAE works to provide education, encourage recovery, and create social change.
Join us at CSAE, because to see the change, you have to be the change.
Hi, this is Jim Graziano from the John V. Graziano Funeral Home on North 2nd Street here in Jeanette. For generations, my family has been honored to help yours through life's most difficult moments. Whether it's a traditional service, cremation, or pre-planning for peace of mind, we're here for you with compassion and respect. If you need us, please call 724-523-5433. At the John V. Graziano Funeral Home, our mission is simple: to honor your loved one with dignity and care.
Over the years, car dealerships have come and gone, but one name has stood the test of time. Smale? The Smale family's commitment to excellence is unwavering. We're proud to announce the grand opening of our new Smale Kia showroom. Right now, get up to $1,000 APR bonus cash on select models, plus 0% financing for up to 48 months on 2025 Kia Sportage and Kia Sorento gas models. Don't miss these savings. Now it's Smale Kia, Route 30 East, Greensburg.
East Suburban Sports Medicine Center, Western Pennsylvania's #1 physical therapy practice since 1984, is always offering same-day or next-day appointments for all new patients. With 9 convenient locations and extensive therapy services, ESSMC offers the best care anywhere, hands down. Call 412-856-8060 or visit ESSMC.com to schedule today.
You will now be proud owners of $637.
Back here with the Independence Health System halftime show on the Westmoreland Sports Network. Expert care. Here, it is a 21-7 lead for Penn-Trafford. Sean Meyer, Sean Benjamin on the call. Hannah Knoll operating the camera here tonight at Warriors Stadium. PT already postseason bound. A victory will only help their cause for potentially getting a top 4 seed and a first round bye. If not, they would play next week at home. So Sean, this is not a game that necessarily is going to determine a team's postseason fate, because we know they're in and Greater Latrobe will not be in, but there are several games going across Westmoreland County that have major implications as far as teams trying to still get in.
Yeah, we see Gateway 31, Hempfield 21. In the third quarter, 9 minutes left.
Gators could be a potential wild card team out of Class 5A.
And playing a 6A team, that could help their chances there. We also got at halftime, Greensburg Central Catholic 9, Leechburg 0.
And the Centurions also hoping for maybe a wild card berth, although there's some teams in front of them, so they might need some help.
Jeanette 26, Riverview 0, 2:45 left in the third.
Jayhawks already have secured a spot. Just one of 3 out of Westmoreland County have already clinched.
We have Derry 47, York 13 with a minute 20 left in the third quarter.
Trojans in with the win tonight.
And then at the end of the third quarter, Norwin 14, Mount Lebanon 7.
Knights in with a win. They could also get in with a loss if Cannon McMillan falls against Pittsburgh Central Catholic.
And last I saw in that game, I saw earlier, but I did see Cannon McMillan was down. Yeah, it was 31-3 Central Catholic at halftime.
So odds are pretty good that the Knights are going to be in the playoffs.
Yeah, I think the Knights are good. Thomas Jefferson 58, Laurel Highlands 0 in the second quarter.
Bell Vernon was down to Trinity last time I saw.
Yep,
correct?
Just heard that Moon is up on South Fayette. That would be huge for Moon.
Warriors are going to send this kick away to begin quarter number 3. Remember, we began with Penn-Trafford's Cody Yakimelli returning the kickoff to the 19-yard line in Wildcats territory. 2 plays later, Penn-Trafford had the lead, and the Warriors have held that lead ever since. Jack Miller sends this one away. Fielded at about the 10-yard line by Meter. And stopped just shy of the 25.
Some first half stats for the Warriors. Nate Desmond 3 of 6, 28 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Also has a touchdown on the ground, 4 carries, 18 yards. Ben Grabowski, 8 carries, 81 yards in the first half. Also Cody Yakimelli, 7 carries, 105 yards and a touchdown. And Mr. Ponko, 1 catch, 9 yards and a touchdown. And as far as Latrobe, Duragon with 10 carries, 90 yards and 1 touchdown in the first half.
And I don't believe he was in at running back on the first 3 series. Those all went 3 and out. They give it to him here. And he gets a couple of yards to the 25. I would imagine John Ruane was stressing we need to stop the run. Greater Latrobe had some passes that they could have converted, failed to do so. I think now you need to prove that Scarton and crew can beat you with the passing game, because the running game has been kind of gashing at times the PT defense.
Yeah, the run game is definitely what's hurting the Warriors, the pass game. Latrobe has to step it up if they want to.
They drew that one pass interference that helped lead to a touchdown, but other than that, some missed opportunities and well defended at times by the Warriors. Here's a deep pass and incomplete. It was kind of a face guarding by Tyberski, but he didn't make any contact with the receiver. The intended target was Butina.
Yeah, Butina had a step if it would have been out in front. But, yeah, like you said, a little bit of a face guard there, but good for the Warriors, no call.
Is that one where if you're Butina, you want to kind of come back through the defender?
Yes, I would say.
Kind of force the contact?
Got to try to force it, yep.
That became so popular where in the NFL they were intentionally underthrowing guys for that reason.
Yep.
So now it's a 3rd and 9 and probably another passing scenario for Scarton and crew. Scarton is going to take another deep shot, and it's through the hands of Meter. That was a good ball. Meter had in his grasp but could not make the catch. I think it would have been close to see whether he would have been in bounds or not, but a moot point as it falls incomplete and a 3 and out.
Yeah, had a little bit of a step on Cachetta, but just pushed out of bounds. And now we have 2 men back deep on the punt.
We have not seen, at least I have not seen, Ty Wisniewski in a quarterback. We thought that we would potentially see him rotating in. Now, not alternating series or anything, but he has gotten some run at QB this season. It was a real competition during the preseason, but he missed some time and ultimately missed the first couple of games. That's partially blocked. And now Brown picks it up, and he's going to return it to near the 30-yard line. Let's see if we can catch maybe who got a piece of this.
Rose.
Yeah, he got his pause. You're obligated to say pause whenever you're coming through it.
That's the second time he's gotten through, maybe even a third time that he's gotten through there, and that time he was able to get his pause on it and get a block.
There we go. You're learning quickly.
That's it.
So the plus side 32 is where the drive begins. They give it to Grabowski, and getting some help from his friends. They're going to push him forward for a few more yards. One of the players who was helping move him, David Diedzik.
Yeah, Grabowski just powering his way through there, picking up a good bit, all 8 yards on that one. Doing a nice job carrying the football. Like we said, had 81 yards in the first half.
Looked like maybe a 4 or 5 yard gainer until that extra surge. Now, you can push a teammate, but you can't pull a teammate, right, to understand.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Which is kind of weird, right?
Yeah.
Steam's 2nd and 2. Back to Grabowski. First down easily as he surges inside the 20. Guess what? That means the Warriors have entered the State Farm Insurance Red Zone. You can call Alex Hetrick in Delmont for your free quote, 724-575-7392.
Cody Yakimelli coming into the game, also Jamison Yurt. I think we're going to see Mr. Yurt as the lead blocker right here.
Made his return to the field against Kiski area. Cavaliers look like they're going to be postseason bound.
Ooh, look at this formation here.
Yeah, what is this? We calling this a full
yep,
house?
This is it. Yep. Here
not anymore. Come. It's just going to be Yakimelli with a bunch of guys at the wing spot. And he proves slippery before ultimately it's Pickle Burkett who does not let him out of reach. Now, Pickle is not his real name.
Mm-hmm.
Clayton is his name, but everyone knows him as Pickle.
Yep. Saw that formation against the Panthers over at Franklin Regional a couple weeks ago. Where
Did they shift out of it as well?
Shift out. Yep. And they ran to the side that everyone was on. That time they ran a counter play away from it.
2nd and 3. Well, the way they're running the football right now, you probably just want to keep doing that.
Yep.
Might set up a nice play action opportunity, but if it's not broken, don't fix it. Is that the saying?
That's it. Yep. 2 sidecars here.
And a penalty.
Flags everywhere.
Blaze Burrow was in motion, and a false start.
Yeah. That was that 2 sidecar look that they like to give to Grabowski.
Ball back now to the 17-yard line. Ponko's going to be split wide to the near side, where Butina, the strong safety's in coverage.
2 sidecar look.
Grabowski. He doesn't shy away from contact.
Not at all.
McMahon, one of the players in on the tackle.
He came through his outside zone there. Looks more like an off tackle, but it's an outside zone with a lead blocker, and he's trying to get to that edge.
Grabowski's sometimes bigger than the defensive lineman he's going against.
Yep.
Over 200 pounds. Aaron Gasky, for instance, a DN, tips the scales of 192 for Greater Latrobe. Grabowski now splits out. Desmond looking that direction. He's got all sorts of time to survey. Short pass is caught. And Cachado has the first down yardage.
Yeah, they tried. They tried to get some eye candy, put Grabowski out to the right flat, and then release Briggs late, but Latrobe was on it.
Seemed like a mature decision by Desmond.
Yeah, definitely had to check it down there. Did a nice job checking down.
He threw an interception earlier this game. Cash Ackhammer played takeaway. They've also turned it over on downs twice.
1st and goal at the 7.
Grabowski splits out once more. This time it's Yakimelli. And he is in. A 7-yard touchdown for Yakimelli as PT extends the lead.
Just a direct snap outside zone, found the hole, got into it. His second touchdown of the night. Mr. Iacomelli having a game tonight.
And now Jack Miller for the PAT. Trying to make it a 21-point advantage, and he will. Warriors 28, Wildcats 7, third quarter on WSN.
At Elliott Community Federal Credit Union, we're here to make your financial journey easier and more rewarding. With open membership to all that live, work, worship, or study in Westmoreland County, everyone can take advantage of our competitive loan rates, whether you're doing home improvements, buying a car, or making a personal purchase. Plus, enjoy free checking and online banking with remote deposits so you can manage your money anytime, anywhere. Elliott Community Federal Credit Union. Make our house your financial home.
Shula General Contractors specializes in transforming the most important space, your home. With our team, your kitchen, bathroom, basement remodel, deck, or addition will be constructed by licensed, insured professionals. We also have extensive background in new home construction with building lots available in Penn Township. As an approved VA builder, we make life at home easier for our most deserving heroes. Call 724-744-4290 or shulacontractors.com.
Iacomelli's touchdown extends the lead to 28-7 as a short bouncing kick is bobbled and
ball loose.
I think the Wildcats got on it, although that's not my decision to make.
The Warriors are saying they got to it. Yep, they did.
Yes, they did.
Rose again. Block punt, fumble recovery on the kick.
I don't know how much we're going to be able to see on this replay, but when they uncover the pile, all that really matters is the team that comes out with it.
Yep.
It's Rose.
Rose coming out with the football.
So that wasn't an onside kick, but it kind of serves that purpose, right?
Yep.
Well, this could be almost a game over scenario if PT gets 7 here. Drive starting at the 30. Second straight possession on the plus side of midfield. They're going for it all, but they have to check it down. And Cachado gets inside the 20. Another trip inside the State Farm Insurance Red Zone. Call State Farm agent Alex Hetrick in Delmont. He'll give you a free quote. Number 724-575-7392.
Nice job there, just checking it down to Cachado. Pick up some short gain and get the first down. A huge recovery by Rose there on the kick.
It really looked like one of the Wildcats was on it, but I guess if you're not able to maintain control, the officials, I mean, what are you going to, oh, here's a little trick play by Iacomelli.
Oh, my.
Oh, he had a couple players open, and he connects, and that's a touchdown. Landon Stickle with the house call.
Boy, oh boy, was Cachado standing by himself. Woo. A lot of choices on that one.
That's the guy that I saw first.
Yep. Yeah, it looked like he was going to keep it to the left side. Turned around, rolled out the other way, found Stickle.
Do you remember the yardage on that? I'm thinking about 17?
Yep.
Now you're just going to say yep to whatever I say. So we'll go with that for now.
Yep, we'll go with that.
So two scores less than a minute apart.
I can tell you in 1 minute.
And in the blink of an eye, it is 35-7. We'll continue third quarter action here on WSN.
East Suburban Sports Medicine Center, Western Pennsylvania's #1 physical therapy practice since 1984, is always offering same-day or next-day appointments for all new patients. With 9 convenient locations and extensive therapy services, ESSMC offers the best care anywhere, hands down. Call 412-856-8060 or visit ESSMC.com to schedule today.
DBAT Pittsburgh East, the area's premier baseball and softball training academy, is now open in Westmoreland County. Our 20,000 square foot state-of-the-art facility features dual fungo man pitching machines, hit tracks enabled cages, and professional bullpens. With private baseball and softball instruction, we're here to help you dominate the diamond. And don't forget to stop into our pro shop, powered by Rawlings and Easton, for the latest gear. DBAT Pittsburgh East, now open in export. Visit dbatpiteast.com.
18-yard connection, Iacomelli to Stickle, and no short kick this time. They boot it down to the 6. Duragon on the return runs into a wall just beyond the 20-yard line. Sean and Sean here on the call, and those are the type of sequences, 2 scores less than a minute apart, that really can kind of just take the win completely out of a team's sails, especially when they're on the road.
Yeah, that fumble recovery on the kick was huge by Giroux to get the Warriors the football back again right after a quick score, and then they were able to do it again.
22-yard line is where this drive begins. We're not far from a potential mercy rule being enacted at this point. Duragon, and that time it's Marlo Robinson on the tackle. He's another player who was out for an extended period, made his return to the field against Woody High. That's the only loss of the season for Penn-Trafford.
Yeah, Marlo doing a nice job just getting to the football there.
Sometimes people think that the L is an I, and they call him Mario Robinson.
Yeah.
That's not right. It's Marlo.
It's Marlo, yep. This is one of the defensive linemen that they swap in and out.
Gets a nice round of applause by the PT faithful.
Yep.
Scarton airing it out, and it's a little too far for Butina. Scarton's a junior, and you have to wonder, maybe next year those passes are working and being completed, but right now he and his receiver is just a little bit off.
Yeah, and that time tried to get it over the top there. Leonard, pretty good coverage there. Had to be an exceptional throw to get that one through. But yeah, with more time in the off season to work on it, it was a competition midway through the year.
Maybe they find out that Wisniewski's ultimately the guy.
Right.
Who knows?
Yep.
But those passes, I think, in the second year for Tom McIntyre are the ones that they're going to be needing to complete. Scarton's going to step up now and very hesitantly has to tuck it. Can't get back to the original line. That's one where you know you're not going to be able to run for the requisite yardage, but it didn't seem like there was any other options.
No, he had to pull that down and try to get something there. He just the Warriors did a nice job at collapsing and getting down on the football.
And now if you're John Ruane, you're thinking, let's get 7 here. And I think that maybe we said stop points matter. If you get to a mercy rule, I think the committee kind of takes notice of something like that, right?
Yeah, because they've been able to get to that point the last couple of weeks, and definitely games they should be winning.
This is a short punt, and it's going to come to a stop at about the 48-yard line. So it'll be good field position, not quite on the plus side of midfield, but not far from it.
Another big possession for the Warriors, like you said, try to get that mercy rule in effect.
This is a series completely dominated by Penn-Trafford, 32-4 against Greater Latrobe. The last time the Wildcats won, do you want to venture a guess what year it was?
I'm going to say 1994.
No, it's more recent than that, 2009.
Okay.
Do you know something that happened in 1994? Do you have memories of?
Yes, they beat us my senior year.
Play action for Desmond. He's got all day. Oh, almost there, but Tyberski could not make the catches. Some piece of equipment goes flying. That is a strong arm throw, though, by Desmond.
Yeah, those in routes have always been good for him this year. Whether he's throwing to Tyberski, throwing to Ponko, he does a nice job at just airing it out across the middle.
He's ripping it a lot more than I think we saw early in the season.
Yeah, he's definitely getting more confidence as the season. Sometimes he'll throw into some tight windows.
We saw that earlier tonight.
But, what's led to his interceptions the last few weeks. But he takes chances. I mean, you want your quarterback to go out there and fling the football.
Ponko wide of the near side. They've had Butina covering him frequently. Grabowski. He just never goes down on first contact.
just a Larry Zonka type runner, man. He just does such a nice job. A little counter play, and just you're not going to get him down with an arm tackle. You got to come ready to go, pack a lunch.
Well, Rob Young was one of the players who brought him down. He's hard to miss. We mentioned 6'7", 240, and he plays tight end.
Wow.
For them. First year at Greater Latrobe. Bill Beckner did a really nice article on him. He's a student at Delphi, so that's how he's able to go play for the Wildcats. And I mentioned he didn't play football last year at Summit Academy. He did play basketball. And I would speculate he could be a difference maker on the hardwood potentially with that size. Here's a shot, and that is really well covered.
Yep.
Terrific job by Danny Noonan.
That was a very good coverage there by Noonan.
That's against a top-notch receiver in Ponko.
Judge Smells would have been very happy with that one.
That's right. For those unaware, that's a Caddyshack reference.
Yeah, very good coverage on that. He tried to just one-man route, just tried to get it up over the top at Noonan. Ready to take that on.
There's a few Caddyshack lines that I was contemplating, but probably a little bit inappropriate potentially for high school football broadcasts.
No.
Yeah. Night putting.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gamelli gets the handoff from Grabowski. They're just having fun with some of these alignments and formations now.
Yeah.
So we see the third-string quarterback, who's the top running back, giving it to the backup quarterback, who's maybe the number 2 running back, depending on how you kind of sort it all out.
I think it being the last game of the year, just putting anything on tape, that first game, you got a lot to try to figure out. Because, the way the committee comes up with those, they come up with the bracket and then you get the tapes and you got to sit down and figure everything out. It's a tough task for teams, especially when you go against someone like Penn-Trafford who does multiple things.
Probably 4-down territory here. It's 3rd and 6. Desmond fakes the handoff. He's flushed, gets rid of it, and broken up as he was looking for Tyberski. They didn't lose yardage, so they probably will keep the offense out. As weird as this sounds, Sean, I think at this point, the most important win of the season for Penn-Trafford might be at Moon in a non-conference.
Yes, that was – and when you went back and you watched that game and you saw how the Warriors were controlling that game, and then a punt return – turned it all around for Moon. Then they were able to get the football, score quick. They scored off of a fumble. Desmond was sacked. They had the ball in good territory there and just came back and took the lead.
Desmond incomplete, and that's a turnover on downs as Casciato the intended target, but Pickle was all over him.
And what's crazy about that Moon football, that game against Moon, is the Warriors scored to go up 3 scores, but it was called back. And on the next play, they punted it, and Moon took it back for a touchdown, completely changed the flow of the game.
But ultimately,
the Warriors pulled it out.
During crunch time, they went, 95 yards?
Yep, about 90, 93 yards. It was an impressive drive. And Stickle getting the game winner.
Duragon continuing to run hard. He's close to the first down. They'll be spotting him just about a yard shy.
Good job by the freshman coming in here, getting 100 yards tonight on this Warrior defense.
Something they can build off of. I mean, we knew that they were going to almost assuredly take a step back when you look at who they lost. Alex Tash, who was unfortunately injured for quite a while. He's getting some snaps at Penn State. John Wetzel has been drawing praise at Pitt. Now, I don't think he's played in the game for the Panthers as far as I know, but he's doing some good things in practice, and we'll get to some of the other players after this second down. Scarton incomplete. It'll bring up 3rd down as he was trying to connect with Gasky. So they also sent to the college ranks Braden Bronson at USMAA, I should say. Anthony and Marco Scarton, both at IUP. Vince Gasky's going to play baseball at Slippery Rock. Cody Crawls at Westminster. Timmy Myers at Seton Hill. They even sent Roman Agostoni to Mercyhurst Soccer. He was their kicker last year. Jack Durenovich, Caleb Lehman, Sandro Castillo, all key components who moved on from last year's team. That's a first down pickup for the Cats as they achieve the 45 with their quarterback Domsgaard. I almost said Marco. I mentioned Marco and Anthony from last year's team now playing for the Crimson Hawks. By the way, speaking of the PSAC, check out our website right now. You will see former Greater Latrobe star Jaton Williams featured in our Westmoreland alum Q&A. He now plays in the PSAC. He is a redshirt freshman for Clarion and having a good season for the Golden Eagles. Duragon gets about 5 yards, maybe 6 on first down.
It's an impressive run. He's done a great job running that football tonight.
There's not many carries where he's not gained yardage.
No, and to have this type of yardage against the Warrior defense is impressive. Not many people can say they ran for 100 yards on the Warriors.
After the third drive of the game, I don't remember either Cochran or Ackhammer getting a carry.
I think Duragon, he solidified his place after that one series.
And this is the final game for those other two. Duragon cuts it up the middle. Not as much room that time as Aiden Toth among the players in there. He's a guy that will have opportunities to play at the next level. Toth has a West Liberty offer.
And Duragon, just you look at him with some of his linemen, just comes up to their shoulder pads. Just a little guy.
5'7", 155.
Boy, can he move and run that football.
When you get to 5A football, there's some teams that won't even have a freshman play a meaningful snap on offense or defense. Maybe a special teams opportunity, but
it's very rare.
Scarton Pomp still on his feet, and now the ball is out, and it looks like the Warriors have it. And they do, courtesy of Jacob Briggs.
Yeah, he was holding that ball out like a loaf of bread, and Briggs was able to get the hit, and ball came loose, and that was the end of that.
And another possession, the third of the quarter, that's going to start in Greater Latrobe territory for Penn-Trafford.
And another chance for the Warriors to get it up over the 35-point mark.
That would enact a running clock.
Final, Norwin 14, Mount Lebanon 7.
So the Knights, the number 3 seed, meaning they will play North Allegheny, not next week, but in 2 weeks at NA.
Rematch of a few weeks ago. That game went down to the wire.
Sure did. This carry goes to Nicolette, and he's going to try to add his name into the scoring column, but he's going to be down at the 1.
Oh, what a run there by Nicolette, just to be pulled down at the 1.
And there is a flag on the field at about the 23-yard line, and it looks like it's going to go against the Warriors because they are backing up.
Impressive run by Nicolette.
It was down the field, so this is going to set up probably a 1st and short, I would think.
Yeah, it looks like.
About 4 yards maybe.
Yep, about 4 or 5, yep.
The old 1st and 4.
Yeah, you don't see that often.
I was always, like when I was younger, I didn't really pay that close attention. When I started covering for, at first, the Latrobe Bulletin and then broadcasting, it's always baffling because I think, okay, holding's a 10-yard penalty, but it's from where it occurs.
Yes.
So when it occurs down the field, you get these odd scenarios like this as the quarter will come to an end. We head to the 4th next. This one, all Warriors, 35-7 over Greater Latrobe on WSN.
Cheer on your favorite school in style this season with shirts, hoodies, caps, and a whole lot more from Logo It by L&J Spiritwear. Stop into Logo It's fully stocked store on Walnut Street in Harrison City, where you can browse the latest fits featuring Penn-Trafford, Norwin, Hempfield, and Jeanette High Schools. Logo It also designs custom uniforms and apparel. Open Tuesday through Saturday or online anytime at lnjspiritwear.com.
3 quarters complete. We head to the fourth. 1st and 5 for PT. Nicolette. And he's going to power his way to what looks to be first down yardage. Didn't get the 37-yard gain because of the penalty, but give him the first down there.
Yeah, it's very nice. Very nice run by Nicolette.
He's a senior, so
yeah.
Don't know if he's maybe going to get a chance to get postseason carries, but a cool opportunity here. This could be the final time that they play at home.
Could be, yeah.
Am I right on that? I would think, or would they host in the quarterfinals if they get a bye?
I think they might host in the quarterfinals. At least I thought that's how they had that work.
As Nico Cox gets that. So if they get 5 or 6 seed, which I would imagine they probably won't get 6, but who knows? They would host next week against a 12 seed or an 11 seed. Greater Latrobe was the 12 seed last year and played at Bethel Park. But if they get a bye, I'm now wondering, would they get a home game in the quarterfinals? Maybe they would.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they do get a home game in the quarterfinals, and then the semifinals is
neutral, obviously.
Neutral.
Yeah. There's Nicolette, and he's inside the red zone, the State Farm Insurance red zone. Call State Farm agent Alex Hendrick in Delmont for your free quote. 724-575-7392. So if that is the case, then they will have one more chance to play on their home turf.
Yes. Yeah, because that is a huge advantage for the Warriors, especially they've been home for the last, 3 out of the last 4 weeks here.
Well, the start of the season was so tough.
Yeah, on the road constantly.
Nicolette, and he's wrestled down by Angeliquio, who's a wrestler, and I think there's been about 30 Angeliquios who all wrestle.
Yeah, there is a lot of them.
So if you get the 4 seed, you get the bye, you're still going to play a tough opponent in all likelihood when you're in the quarterfinals, but you get that extra week to rest, to prepare, to get everything dialed in. It seemingly gives you a better chance to win that quarterfinals game than if you have to play next week as the 5 or 6 seed.
Right. And checking back, yes, the top 4 seeds.
There's a quarterback keeper by Desmond.
The top 4 seeds who have byes do have home games
in the quarters. Okay.
Yep.
So Pine Richland, Peters Township, Woodland Hills, unless there's some sort of massive upset that I did not hear about. I mean, you never know because these games still matter for the teams that are in the postseason. They have to take care of business. I still go back to the thinking, though, if Woodland Hills gets to 3, would they put Penn-Trafford just 1 spot below?
Yeah, that was
fairly decisive in favor of the Wolverines. And there's a touchdown run courtesy of Nico Cox from 8 yards out, and PAT pending to enact the mercy rule.
Nice job by Cox getting in the gap and getting into the end zone. And the Warriors get another rushing touchdown tonight. And they just have finally, one more. They need the extra point here to get to that 35-point mark.
Well, I don't believe in jinxes, but Miller's been nearly automatic this season on PATs. And, of course, we're going to have a whistle. I don't know what the whistle is for. Are they making someone leave the field here?
Quick little score update. We have 8 minutes, 43 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Hempfield 35, Gateway 31.
They're making Ruby come out, or Ruby maybe willfully coming out. I'm not sure why that's the case. Miller to enact a running clock. It's good, and that makes it 42-7. All Warriors in this second half over Greater Latrobe on the Westmoreland Sports Network.
Welcome to Battlefield Sports Complex in Export. We've got 3 full-size basketball courts that transform into pickleball and futsal courts, plus a massive indoor turf field with 2 full-length batting cages. Level up your game with batting, fielding, and pitching lessons from Coach Tony Napolitano. Join a league, grab your membership, or rent the space for practices and birthday parties. Visit BattlefieldSportsPGH.com. Battlefield Sports Complex in Export. The battle begins here.
Money is more than a number or your bank account balance. Money is one of the culminations of your life's work. We at Hoffman Wealth Management want to learn about who you are, hear your goals, your dreams, and what you want to do in your life. We're more than just financial advisors. We're your partners on life's path. Hoffman Wealth Management views ourselves as an extension of your team. Contact us today to embark on a partnership that puts your goals and aspirations at the forefront.
Kick return from the 10-yard line for Meter. Go back to early stages of this game, Sean. Couple of plays where Meter seemingly was open. They were unable to connect with him. That was after Penn-Trafford scored on just 2 plays on the opening drive after a long kick return. Kind of set the tone, right? One team was making the big plays, another team was just missing them.
Yeah, that first play, like we said, the parting of the seas as far as the Warrior defense goes, and right down the middle of the field, if Latrobe connects, it
might be a touchdown.
Yeah, right away.
Instead, they have just 1 touchdown all night. And now we see Wisniewski in a quarterback, and he is chopped and helicoptered. So Wisniewski, if he wasn't, I believe it was more illness than injury early in the season, maybe he won that starting job if he would have had a chance to be out there and show his chops.
Yeah, first time seeing him, I can definitely see why.
He's a running threat.
He was in that spot.
You can't get 2 quarterbacks who are much more polar opposites in terms of their size.
Yeah.
Wisniewski, 5'8", 165. Scarton, 6'3", 220. He's going to run it here. And he gets near midfield. Now, keep in mind, mercy rule, you're going to see different players in defensively, so this is not the first string defense.
Yeah,
but Wisniewski still, I mean, that's a skill that translates. Maybe you don't have as much running room, but he clearly can scoot a little bit. His dad, a longtime baseball coach, formerly the head man at Greensburg-Salem, he is on the coaching staff for the football team, Bill Wisniewski.
Okay. Yeah, very, very good-looking quarterback here. I can definitely see why he was in there to start the year, junior.
It is rare, however, to see a quarterback who's 5'8". Sometimes it's just hard to have that release point high enough when you're that short. Speaking of a diminutive player, that's is Duragon.
That's a dangerous look there with the running quarterback and Duragon, the way he hits that hole.
So every time there's a quarterback who's 6 foot or shorter in the NFL, it becomes a major talking point, right? Those guys are not drafted typically very high unless you're Kyler Murray.
Yep.
Drew Brees, that was often the question with him. Russell Wilson. So there's a reason why the prototype at quarterback is, a 6'3", 6'4" guy.
Right.
But with his height, 6'3", it's not like Scarton was succeeding slinging it all over the field either. So if the passing game's not working with one guy, at least you have that running threat with the other one.
Yeah, I mean, you get the best of both worlds. You got size, you got a thrower, who we saw can put it down the field.
And maybe they mix and match, whereas we saw Scarton exclusively up until this point.
Right.
Maybe going forward they use both guys.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely something to look at, and they have a whole offseason to go over it and go through it, see how they want to attack it. But I definitely see with a good freshman running back coming back.
It was going to be big shoes to fill for whoever, because a year ago, John Wetzel, not just a year ago, his entire varsity career, Wetzel was a special player. Wisniewski.
Boy, does he do a nice job pulling that football.
Gets inside the 30. Last year, Wetzel passed for over 900 yards, but he rushed for nearly 1,100 yards. And I believe 2 years ago when they were playing in 4A, I think he was a 1,000 guy. 1,000 passing, 1,000 rushing in the same season, which used to be extremely rare. Now it's becoming more and more common.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, more and more quarterbacks are able to do that. There's a time where that never happened.
Especially if you can get into a round or two of the postseason. Duragon, and shows a little power on the end as well as he took on Ben Miller. This is a good-looking drive. Now, the problem for Greater Latrobe, even if you score here, it's still running clock the rest of the way.
Yeah, but definitely see a lot to build off of on this drive here. With a running quarterback like that, you have a good running back, good offensive line. Definitely a lot to build off of.
Last year, Greater Latrobe did keep the game very close, and that maybe was one reason why the Cats got a wild card bid. Even though Gateway and Kiski area had some arguments as well. They faked to Duragon. Wisniewski, and that is a touchdown to Young.
That was pretty.
Rob Young, that big target, hauls it in for a score.
Nice job, Wisniewski on the play fake. Fake to give, spun around. See on the replay here. Fake to give, turn, seen his big target quick. Got it in the end zone. Good looking drive there by Latrobe.
Doesn't get much bigger of a target than that. As the PAT by Horner is good. Well, a bright spot on a night that hasn't had a lot of them for Greater Latrobe. The Cats get a touchdown to make it 42-14 as we continue here on the Westmoreland Sports Network.
When it comes to your home, trust matters. And at Gunner Construction in Claridge, we've built that trust since 1971. From roofs and siding to soffit, fascia, decks, and gutters, our family has been taking care of homes just like yours for over 50 years. Quality work, honest prices, and service you can rely on. Call for your free estimate today. Gunner Construction, proudly family-owned by PT alum Brett Ginther, always dependable.
At the John V. Graziano Funeral Home in Jeanette, we understand that every life tells a story. Hi, this is Jim Graziano. For generations, families in our community have trusted us to provide care, compassion, and dignity in their time of need. From traditional services to cremation, military honors, grief support, and pre-planning, our dedicated staff is here to guide you every step of the way. The John V. Graziano Funeral Home on North 2nd Street in Jeanette, helping you create a meaningful service that honors the life and memory of your loved one.
Good looking drive for Greater Latrobe, 73 yards, capped off as there's an onside kick, and that is recovered by Penn-Trafford at about the 42-yard line. On the recovery is Cal Doty. I hear Cal and I think of my Seattle Mariners that lost in heartbreak in Game 7, and now your Dodgers get a chance to knock off the Blue Jays in the World Series.
They do, up 2-0 in the fourth inning.
Not that you're paying attention.
No, not at all.
All right, so 4th seed, 5th seed, whatever fate they get, how deep can this Warriors team go? If they get the 4 or 5, which it's probably likely to get one of those, they're going to be on the same side as the top seed, which I'm guessing is Pine Richland. After they beat North Allegheny by 1 million, you would think they would have to be the top seed.
Yeah, that's going to be a Nicolette on a good carry there, but it's going to be a very, very interesting. Like Warriors, if they get the bye, get through,
they're probably then playing a Upper St. Clair or a Moon, right?
Yep, going to be a tough matchup.
I'm going to be honest. If I'm PT, I want to see Moon again.
Yes.
I do not want Upper St. Clair.
No. But
I think coaches will say, well, we're going to have to beat good teams no matter what.
No doubt, yeah.
But they seem to, for whatever reason, play well against Moon. They defeated them when they won the WPL championship in 2021. That was a close game.
And
earlier this season, they won at Moon, so they should have a ton of confidence if they do ultimately see the Tigers.
Yeah, that's anybody in 5A. It's going to be a tough field. no matter what.
Peters Township was the team that ended their season last year. Peters was the 3 seed at that point. I believe, am I correct to say Pine Richland defeated Peters in the championship?
Yes. As we brought up the Dodgers, and Toronto just hit a home run, 2-2.
I know that feeling.
Yes.
Clock continues to run. A second and long. And some cool moments here for some players a little bit further down on the depth chart who gets some run for both these teams. Nicolette gets away from Young but can't get much further. Anthony Lawson is taking snaps at quarterback right now for Penn-Trafford as we're nearing 2 minutes left.
This is where we get the quick line changes. Everybody in, everybody out. But yeah, going back to last year's bracket, the Warriors played at Peters Township.
The battle of the PTs,
yep.
And it wasn't particularly close.
42-13, yeah, that was a tough one. And then the next week it was Upper St. Clair versus Peters Township, and Peters Township won that 7-3. Yeah, that was
and it was ultimately Pine Richland who claimed the title. What was this final in the championship game?
Final in the championship was 20-9, Pine Richland.
And I would say, at least based on what they've done last week, maybe Pine Richland's even better this year. They've added Khalil Taylor.
Yeah, they're very, yeah.
They've got Jay Timmons back recently, son of Lawrence.
Yep.
Ruby Strader's a year older. It's, to me, no knock on 6A, but to me, 5A is the pinnacle of the playoffs in the WPIAL.
5A is just special.
It's just a little repetitive in 6A because with the exception of that year Mount Lebanon went supernova, it just feels like every year it's Central Catholic and North Allegheny, and maybe Norwin throws a wrench into that, but I don't know that whoever wins between Norwin and North Allegheny is going to be able to hang with Central Catholic. I've been wrong before.
And that begging with what we talked about earlier with the possibility of 4 classifications again, that could really open up some doors.
Timeout on the field. We'll take a break. Final minute in this one, all PT.
Shula General Contractors specializes in transforming the most important space, your home. With our team, your kitchen, bathroom, basement remodel, deck, or addition will be constructed by licensed, insured professionals. We also have extensive background in new home construction with building lots available in Penn Township. As an approved VA builder, we make life at home easier for our most deserving heroes. Call 724-744-4290 or shulacontractors.com.
One minute left in this one, and all Warriors. Penn-Trafford postseason bound. We'll find out tomorrow. By the way, do you remember when they used to make teams wait until Monday night?
I spent many meetings.
Was there a single coach, other than maybe the social gathering aspect of it, and going to coaches as there's a tackle for loss on 4th down?
Yeah, it was very aggravating to have to, especially when you would go to the meeting down in Greentree and sit through, then leave or meet up with coaches when huddle came. That was nice.
And then you have 3 days for the.
That
was Favada, by the way, on that tackle for loss.
That was all night affairs because when you got them on Monday, you literally we would spend all night long breaking down film because you would get 3 films or 2 films, but then you would end up with half the season, and you want to break down as much as possible. So it was definitely all-night affairs, and then all day the next day as well.
Now, I will say, as Blossie's in a quarterback for Greater Latrobe, and he's going to run and get a few yards here. Might be another play or two for Greater Latrobe. So I will say, one thing that does happen when they release it Saturday afternoon, there's, at least last year, there was a Saturday game.
Yeah.
Riverview and Jeanette that had postseason implications.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they could kind of fill out the rest and then wait, but maybe Saturday night's the way to go and make sure all the games, if they are Saturday or early Saturday.
Yep, I agree.
And they will not get a playoff. That's going to be it. as Penn-Trafford closes out the regular season on a high note, a 42-14 victory, and the Warriors finish regular season play 9-1. They are 5-1 as the runners-up in the Big East. Greater Latrobe 2-8, 1-5. We'll take a break, come back to give our final thoughts and our Dom's Pizzeria player of the game, all upcoming here on the Westmoreland Sports Network.
I'm Dr. Joseph Altier, here with Altier Chiropractic in Jeanette, Pennsylvania. As a sports chiropractor, I'm here to help the student-athlete perform their best, whether it's improving spinal function, reducing pain, or boosting recovery after an injury. My goal is to keep you strong, competitive, on and off the field. Don't let discomfort and injuries hold you back. Let's work together to maximize your potential. Call my office today at 724-52-SPINE or visit my website, altierchiropractic.com. You only get one body. Let's maximize your potential.
Hi, I'm Dr. Mark Graytalk.
And I'm Dr. Brian Graytalk, and we're celebrating our 3rd year serving Harrison City at Graytalk Family Vision Care.
Do your eyes ever burn, water, or feel gritty? You might have dry eye disease, and we offer innovative treatments that target the cause, not just the symptoms.
From advanced technology to personalized care, we're helping patients see and feel better every single day.
And don't forget, we carry many designer frames like Ray-Ban, Oakley, Costa, Silhouette, Kate Spade, and many, many more.
Graytalk Family Vision Care, where eye care means I care.
Your next golf adventure awaits at Manor Valley Golf Course in Export. Manor Valley offers 18 scenic holes over gentle sloping fairways and the purest putting surfaces around. Manor Valley Golf Course in Export is the perfect place to host your next golf outing, banquet party, or shower. Manor Valley also offers league play and great membership rates. Tee times available. Call 724-744-4242. Visit ManorValleyGC.com.
Some moments on the field go beyond the game. They shape who we become. At Home Team Collections, we honor those moments with the care and craftsmanship they deserve. Because these moments aren't just memories, they're a legacy worth preserving. Any team, any sport, any logo. Visit HomeTeamCollections.com today and save $10 off your first order.
Back here to wrap this one up, a 42-14 victory. Penn-Trafford ends the regular season with a win at home against Greater Latrobe. Wildcats see their season come to a conclusion here tonight. They knew it was going to be their final game, win or lose. Sean Myers, Sean Benjamin back here on the post game. And I would imagine John Ruane had to like a lot of what he saw tonight. Now, they threw an interception. They had 4 turnover on downs, although I would say the last one really was inconsequential. Yep. But they had that really costly one in their own territory. Not perfect, nope. But I think another night where they did a heck of a lot of good, way more positives than negatives. Are they rounding into form for next week potentially and beyond?
I think so. I think they came out and did what they wanted to do. And some mistakes, there's always going to be mistakes, always things you can fix, especially if they do have a bye. They have some things to work on next week. Try to stay sharp. Don't want to rest too much. Got to be ready for that playoff run.
On the other side, there will be no playoff run this year for Greater Latrobe after 3 consecutive years in the postseason. Their hopes kind of went away last week with that heartbreaking loss against Gateway. Wanted to finish with something positive to head into the offseason. I would say the positives, Ty Wisniewski did a nice job late, but to me, the star of the game was their freshman running back, Dante Duragon, who we also saw make an impact on special teams.
Yeah, he did a nice job and all came down and made some plays, tackles on the specials, but did a great job running the football tonight. Very impressive. I was very impressed by the young freshman.
Want to congratulate our Week 8 Westmoreland Sports Network Player of the Week. It's Brody Chismore of Greensburg-Salem. The quarterback threw for 220 yards, 3 touchdowns, rushed for 96 in the Golden Lions win over York last Friday. Check out a special interview with Brody, which aired on Westmoreland on the Gridiron. It's on our YouTube channel. All right, Sean, your most important job all night long comes up now. It's time to pick our Dom's Pizzeria and Slice House Player of the Game. Dom's has officially reopened Route 130 in Level Green. For takeout or delivery, call 412-372-DOMS, D-O-M-S. Our player of the game receives a free pizza from Dom's Pizzeria and Slice House. That player of the game getting that pizza is
Mr. Iacomelli. with a nice game. He had a touchdown in the first half, also touchdown in the second half, well over 100 yards, and just did a fantastic job running the football tonight for the Warriors.
And maybe his biggest play was not a touchdown. It was the opening kickoff return in which he went down to the 19. Warriors scored 2 plays later. They were up 7-0, less than a minute in. They held that lead the rest of the night, so nearly a wire-to-wire victory here. Final thoughts before we wrap up for the final time in the 2025 regular season.
I thought the Warriors did a great job tonight coming out and playing the game they like to play. They like to pound the football. They like to, get their mismatch, find their mismatches, and just attack that defense. You saw a lot of, with the defense, the way they played tonight with that 3-4, you saw a lot of power sets, a lot of tight ends, and the Warriors did a great job just moving that football around the field, and they're ready for that playoff push.
I want to thank both head coaches, John Ruane as well as Tom McIntyre, for the Warriors and the Wildcats, respectively, for taking the time and providing all the information we needed. Our great videographer tonight, Hannah, for my colleague Sean Benjamin. It's Sean Myers signing off. Final here from Penn-Trafford High School and Warrior Stadium. PT wins it going away 42-14 over Greater Latrobe. Thanks for tuning into our coverage. We'll catch you next week for the playoffs right here on the Westmoreland Sports Network.